so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Let's hear it one more time for Pete Park.
And with that, we welcome you to Hockey Night, not live from the Gulf Coast in Biloxi, Mississippi. My name's Devin Dobeck on Breakers TV. Pete Fricano on Moccasins TV joins me as well. Pete, here we go. It's time to get it going. Moccasins Breakers round 4. A little bit of a delay, but ready to get going here.
Yeah, a little bit of delay. The Zamboni had some issues, so they couldn't resurface the ice like they wanted it to, like it was needed to be done, but it's done. The goalies are in, and actually we had a goaltending change already. Starter tonight is Sean Kuhn. He's between the pipes, looking for his 4th win of the season. He's ready to go. And like I said, yeah, that's the change. We thought Henry was going to be, Henry Granlund was going to be in net. He is not. So that's what we have tonight now. And, you know, once again, on our end, the Moccasins end, we're doing a joint broadcast tonight with the Biloxi Breakers, Devin Dobeck. We'd like to welcome in our listeners on 103 Rocks, KNOE, and our YouTube channel with Moccasins TV. Welcoming everybody and our watch party tonight over at Tailgaters.
Taking you through our Matt Bowers Hyundai starting lineups for the Biloxi Breakers and Monroe Moccasins. As Pete mentioned, Henry Graham not in goal. It'll be Sean Kuhn. Jared Christie, Andrew Ballant, and Yanni Liarakos are the forward line. Kyler Matthews and Corson Green, the defensive pairing. And then for the Breakers, top unit, the exception line. Lucas Pikarczyk, Caden Henry, and Yaroslav Dokimov, the captain. Tim Delaney and Cole Crowder, the defensive pairing here tonight, with Anton Borodkin making his Breakers debut in between the pipes. About ready to get going for our Republic Finance first period here tonight. The officials are conferencing over at center ice, Pete, and not sure what that conversation could be about, but let's introduce you to our officials for the game tonight. The referees are Colin Folks and Gordon Laws, the linesmen Chandler Martin and Jonathan DeSalle.
Maybe they're talking about that delay, wondering what was going on or where they're going to go to eat afterwards. There's plenty of good places to eat here in Biloxi, I'll tell you that much.
Appreciate everybody hopping back on our new stream here on Breakers TV. We apologize. We had no audio input capture, so that was why there was no sound for a couple minutes. The source just decided that it was going to crash on itself. So we're back up and running now, and we don't foresee any more problems here tonight. Breakers wearing their specialty Veterans Day uniforms, red, white, and blue. Got the stars and stripes all over those, red lettering on the back with the blue buckets and blue trim. Moccasins in their black on black uniforms, trimmed in gold with gold name bars and black buckets. Breakers go from left to right. The Moccasins from right to left here, Pete. Kuhn versus Borodkin. Let's run you through Sean Kuhn's numbers as well. Netminder 6'3", 190 out of Glen Falls, New York. Has an .845 save percentage this season, a 3-0-0-1 record, 4.19 goals against average. So the numbers don't reflect what his record's been, and I think a lot of that speaks to the talent on the ice in the skating group.
100%. Sean's a talented goaltender. He carried the load last year, and I think he got a little burnt out toward the very end. But now, you know, he's got a great team in front of him, and yeah, sometimes those numbers don't reflect the play of your goaltender, but hey, he's our starter tonight. He's going to carry that workload, and we're ready to go with Sean Kuhn.
So the officials are conferencing in between the glass down there at ice level. Expected to get rolling here shortly.
Boy, this is one blade-filled game. We're going to get out of here late tonight.
Yeah, in Topeka, it certainly was a bit of a lengthy delay, but of course they had all their pregame festivities on their home opening night. But here today, it looks like we're finally about ready to get going. Both teams are skating back and forth. Saw, I believe it was Yevdokimov's stick creep across the red line, and Leorakos came over and whacked it back over to the Breakers' side. So a little bit of gamesmanship early on here, Pete. And as a former player yourself, what does that kind of do to get under the opponent's skin, or if at all?
Well, it depends. They used to be teammates, so I mean, it could be something playful. It could be like, hey, man, get on your side of the line. Ain't no telling, but right now they're opponents, so anything's possible. But yeah, typically, if something happens like that, yeah, that gets under your skin. You want the guys to kind of keep their space, and that could end up in a flare-up at some point. But right now, I think all the players are just itching to get this puck dropped and get going.
It looks like Henry Graham has been given a 2-minute minor on the scoreboard. See if that's on our sheet yet, Pete, but it looks like the Breakers are going to start a man up here.
Well, that's kind of weird. I'm wondering what that's all about. You know what? Things happen in the Fed that always surprise me. Coming from the big hockey market in Chicago and seeing some of the things that happen in this league. Something new every game, isn't it, Devin? It's amazing.
Never a dull moment, Pete. Never a dull moment.
Well, it is. And that being said, I also want to let our fans know tonight Joseph Furtado has the night off, my regular broadcast partner. So we decided to do a collaboration between Biloxi and Monroe. Everybody's happy with it. Hopefully the fans are happy with it. Wish you tonight, partner, but we'll get you back on a broadcast in Monroe next weekend for a long 3-game series up there.
So they've now taken the penalty off the scoreboard. So that leads me to believe maybe they were just testing to see that something was operating correctly, and they used the penalty to test. But we're about ready to go here from the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. Devin Novak, Pete Furcano along with you, and we're underway for hockey night in the Gulf Coast. Quickly, the Breakers win the opening draw. You have Dokimov on the far side, battling it out of the zone to Caden Henry. Henry across the blue line has it knocked away for a moment by Corson Green, the former University of Connecticut product. Banged back down low by Cole Crowder over in the corner for Henry. Nice play off the wall from Toivonen, recently added to the Moccasins lineup, as you alluded to, Pete, as there's an awkward and very slow motion collision in front of the goal. Moccasins retain possession of the puck. There's a scrum on the near side wall. Balance involved in there as well, as there's a hit at the blue line. Toivonen looked like he leveled a breaker. Referees say play on.
Toivonen took out his man over that blue line and allowed the puck to creep into the neutral zone. And now Biloxi trying to get it out of their zone.
On the sidewall, it comes to the slots. Quickly sent on goal by Stefanini, but didn't quite get all the way there. Kicked in by Schumacher on over where the Breakers are able to fight it out. Carter Thornton gets his first time on ice. A little bit of line shuffling for Charlie Penn's group. Darius Davidson, who just got tipped over there at the blue line by Cunningham, out there with Thornton and Infantino here tonight. Infantino with a nice hit over on the near side to free up the puck. As there's another hit, bodies flying everywhere.
Yeah, the physicalities are starting to pick up early here, only a couple minutes into the first period.
Schumacher on Davidson that time, so he's taking a few quick hits on his opening shift. Fernaris, team leader in assists with 13, looking for another here. Asp sends one off the side of the cage, and it comes back out to the blue line, where Sam Turner will be forced to rescue it in the neutral zone. It's been a minute 50 without a stoppage here early on. Sam Turner into the zone, backhanding one that got through in on Borodkin, and he's able to kick it away. Back over to Davidson, breaking the puck out of the zone. Hansen quickly on over for Nerlin, who shoots. That one not on goal. Nerlin making his FPHL debut. First time playing in the United States here tonight. 2 minutes and 15 seconds gone by. Lucchese ties up his man on the far side wall. Saucer pass back across to the near side for Conway. Looks like there's a scrum behind the play. It eventually is broken up. Nerlin on his forehand to the middle, looking for some help from Conway. And the Moccasins force a turnover.
There's Lucchese and Dubé Plouffe over there tangled up in the Biloxi zone.
Quick pass to the slot. Green couldn't handle the hot pass. And now Conway back the other way was looking for the cherry-picking Yaroyev Dakimov at the blue line. But the Moccasins with a good stick able to break it up. You have Dakimov, if he gets in all alone, he's one of the most automatic scorers it seems, or at least at generating high-quality chances in the league.
Oh, he's high-powered and he's almost steady Eddie. Yeah, you don't want to give him time and space. I know we don't, but yeah, he's a heck of a scorer.
It's pretty impressive to see what he does after practice on a daily basis. Quick shot comes in from Toivonen, and that one will be held by Borodkin to the like of a few cowbells here in the Coast Coliseum.
Nice shot from the point, though, by Toivonen to get in there. His first game here as Monroe Moccasin gets it into Borodkin's breadbasket, and he was able to cover it up, giving no rebounds. He saw it all the way, and we got a face-off to Borodkin's right in the near face-off circle.
Fernaris will take it against Caden Henry. A lot of star power out there. Fernaris, what a season he's had. Already 16 points. That's second best on the Mocs, only behind Austin Albrecht, who has 19. But 3 goals, 13 assists. He's tied with Caden Henry for the most assists in the FPHL, among others.
Yeah, Fernaris is also averaging 2 points per game as well.
It's been an impressive start for him since making his FPHL debut back on October 11th against these same Breakers. What a game that was as well, Pete.
Yeah, the series has been fantastic so far. I mean, there's been a lot of scoring, and it almost seems like there hasn't been a lot of goaltending, but every game's been completely different.
You have Dakimov tried to spin one in the middle for Pikarczyk. It gets all the way through to the far wall. Monroe sporting those black-on-black uniforms that make our life so much more fun, Pete, to spot from high above the ice up here.
Try doing it at home.
Quick turnover, shot on goal, got deflected, and Kuhn looked like he was sliding over to his right. Davidson behind the goal with a thundering hit. Now in the offensive zone, trying to corral it is Thornton. Inside the blue line, he's going to keep it down low. He's got Henry on the backhand save, Kuhn. A big save for Sean Kuhn early on here. Caden Henry, one of the most dangerous goal scorers in the league.
Now before that, Davidson paid the Moccasins back after getting 2 rough rides earlier in the period. Had a big one there and eventually led to a really close shot on goal, potential goal by Caden Henry, but Sean Kuhn was very much equal to the right pad. Breakers
have scored first in each of their last 3 games, trying to keep that up, as prior to that, their first 4, they did not get the first tally. 15:20 to go here, period 1, and we get another whistle, Pete. Early on, both teams trying to get acquainted with each other. We've seen some good hits. We've seen some good chances at either end, but still no one able to get the edge. Yeah, they're definitely like, I like to call it every once in a while, like 2 fighters, right? They're just kind of throwing some jabs at each other in opening round to feel each other out and get reacquainted. But I guarantee you this, the physicality and the hits are going to be picking up real soon. Back underway here, closing in on the 15-minute mark. Likely our next whistle will be our first media timeout here tonight. Grant Bondi, who's got 4 assists for the Breakers since joining the squad. What a find he's been for Charlie Penn's group. His vision is far what anyone had bargained for, as Conway trying to win the race but can't. And exactly at the 15-minute mark, we'll see what they're going to elect to do. It looks like we're going to drop it one more time. Just because I said it, Pete, of course we got to get another whistle in. They did. They jinxed you on that one. But I want to mention, too, on our broadcast, the Monroe Moccasins broadcast brought to you by Fiesta on 18th. Stop on in and see the good people over at Fiesta. Get yourself a coffee, some health food, vitamins, all that stuff. And Marty and Marks, I also want to give them a shout out this evening. Declan Conway applying some pressure on Green with the back check. Nerlin enters the zone with the puck, looking to center it for Hansen. Banging around, Conway looks to settle. Sends it back over to the near side wall for Nerlin. Bomb from the point, Lucchese, who scored his first goal last Friday night against the Zydeco. Looking for another one here. Lucchese flips it back up out of the zone, playing ping pong with the Moccasins here so his group can change. Now in the midst of a change. Quick entry from Learakos, who shoots. Save Borodkin, to the liking of everybody here in the Coliseum. 14:20 to go here in the first period. Devin Dobek, Pete Furcano joining you for a joint Moccasins and Breakers broadcast here. Groundbreaking, if you will, huh? Works for me, yeah, pun intended.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Groundbreaking.
boy.
There we go, Pete. That could be your liner so far.
Yeah.
That's the bar. The bar's set.
Yeah, I'm good for a couple of them.
I've been told Pete Fricano can whip out a few one-liners that are going to fold me over in laughter, so I'm waiting to hear them.
Yeah, Pete-isms, I think we're going to call it this year.
As out of their own zone now, no, a turnover. Sent back on in by the Breakers. And Pikarczyk over on the far side. Monroe repossesses the puck. 13:40 to go here in the first period. Still no score from Biloxi. Wheeling through the neutral zone. Quick pass from Fernares. Now he darts towards the middle, protecting the puck, and centering one that time was Albrecht. And Borodkin forced to jump on it. That will be our first media timeout, and we will take it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few moments. Still no score from
Still no score.
Biloxi.
13:30 left to go.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is where community and teamwork come together, on and off the ice. Foshi Residential is proud to support the Biloxi Breakers as they bring the heat to the rink this season. Foshi Residential manages 3 unique apartment communities along the coast, each offering modern finishes, resort-style amenities, and a location that puts coastal living right at your doorstep. Ready to find your community? Visit foshiresidential.com/Biloxi Breakers for more information.
At Superior Optical Lab, we're proud to be certified as a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and to provide quality eyewear to veterans to whom we all owe our freedom. Thank you for your service.
Welcome you back. Breakers and the Moccasins tied at 0 here. Richie Colarusso and Derek Dubé-Plouffe having a conversation at the face-off circle. Officials with a bit of a pump fake on the drop, and here we go. Back underway here. Nice hit on Sam Turner over on the far side as that one sent in and gobbled up. That's Carter Thornton getting the physical play going on Sam Turner. Couple FPHL vets, Carter Thornton with over 110 games played in the league, and Sam Turner, his resume speaks for himself, a guy who's played at various levels and been successful at each of them. But what a find he's been, who was traded out of Biloxi for Conway and Fisher. So a mutually beneficial deal for both sides.
Oh, I agree. He's been solid on defense, and boy, has he contributed offensively too. 10 points so far this season. Exceeded expectations. I didn't know what to expect, but man, he's one of my favorite defensemen now.
And something that the Breakers are certainly lacking. Of course, very happy to have both Conway and Fisher. Wouldn't want to take them back out of that deal, but Sam Turner would be a huge asset if he had stuck around here in Biloxi. As in front, Davidson almost caught up to it on the doorstep, looking to center one on over for Dylan Infantino. Wheeling back around, a stretch pass is touched to negate the icing. Fernares, the first one there. Borodkin will sweep it back around the safety of his cage. Dubé-Plouffe takes a hit on the wall, and his pass just barely leaks out into the neutral zone.
Yeah, Dubé-Plouffe just was looking to get it to the point, and on that hit, his stick kind of followed through and gave it a little more oomph, and out to the neutral zone it went.
Cunningham collides with Crowder over on the far side. Not much you're going to do to move the 6'5", 220-plus product out of Sudbury, Ontario, though.
Yeah, he's a big boy, and boy, he could put the puck in the back of the net as well.
Leads the team and is tied for the league lead in power play goals. He's got 4 of them, 4 of his 6. Crowder, though, this time closed off the puck with a good back check from the Monroe Moccasins. Casey Gerstein, who we saw have a good tilt with Glukariev the other day, forces one on goal, and an awkward save made, but a good one by Anton Borodkin.
I think Gerstein was kind of moving left to right and got Borodkin to kind of move around as well, and Borodkin flashed the glove, and he's a true right goaltender, which means he is much like Josh Rosenzweig. He catches with what we would normally see a goaltender holding a stick with. He's catching with his right hand. So that also throws players off sometimes, not always, but in this case, nice glove save, face off to his left.
On the draw, Caden Henry and Fernares again. A little bit of stick battling going on over on the near side part of the circle between Yevdokimov and Liarakos. Out into the neutral zone. Schumacher kicks it to the near side. Breakers are the first there. Yevdokimov thought about dumping it in. Instead, just punches it back into the offensive zone where it's quickly cleared out by Monroe. Henry, hard behind the goal. It's going to be received by Lucchese, looking to break it out into the skates of Yevdokimov, who couldn't handle it. A little hot on that pass. Now over for a quick pass that comes back off a deflection to Lucchese. On over to Caden Henry. Henry takes a huge hit right at the center red line from Rasmus Asp.
That was a big hit, open ice hit by Asp on Henry. His ex-teammate sent him right to the ice.
9 minutes gone by here in our first period of action, the Republic Finance first period. Here's Caden Henry trying to kick it into sport mode. Across the blue line to his backhand, juggling the puck for a moment, and it's rejected back over to Tim Delaney, who deposits it into the O-zone. Dubé Plouffe quickly steers it out for Norris. Hits the brakes, turns it over to Pikarczyk. Pikarczyk on over in the direction of Yevdokimov, who looks to be a little ginger out on the ice. Another centering pass from Dubé Plouffe goes all the way to the far side. Couldn't be touched out by Infantino. Now down low, quick shot. Borodkin's there to make the save. A good shot on the low far pad side. And Borodkin answers the call to make another big time stop. Shots are 8-3 Monroe early on here, still with no score.
Another good shot on Borodkin low, which is something you want to do is shoot low on these taller goaltenders. But boy, he's really been sharp with that glove, snaring another one, giving no rebound. Face off to Borodkin's left in the far face-off circle.
Referee is getting everybody in order. Looks like maybe face-off violation early on. Fernaris climbs back in, and it's won by Biloxi. On over to Davidson, quickly sent back out into the neutral zone. Infantino looking to flank it on the forecheck. Back the other way, Colarusso banks it off the wall in the direction of Davidson. Back out into the middle for Colarusso. He accepts the hit and bounces the puck off the wall right back to Monroe. Midway part of period one here. Devin Dobek, Pete Furcano along with you, wherever you're joining our joint broadcast from. Breakers TV, Sportfee, YouTube, and 106.3 Super Talk Mississippi, along with Moccasins TV. 9:45 to go here in the first. Davidson makes a move to his backhand, lost the puck in transition. Thornton couldn't spear it in deep. Hansen over on the far side loses the battle against Turner. 9.5 minutes to go. No score. Hansen flips it up and off Schumacher's leg at the point. Couple breakers and Moccasins tied up down in the corner. Eventually Lucchese gets freed up. Darting towards the middle, a quick shot. And Borodkin's there hugging that near side post to make sure it couldn't find a home. Out into the middle, Borodkin has to make a poke check save in order to get that one out of harm's way. Kept in the zone by Schumacher. Over on the far side. It's turned over to Brandon Lucchese, and Declan Conway will flip it in the direction of Nerlin. Nerlin with a burst of speed on the near side, tried to center one. Conway scores! Declan Conway has been that guy this season. A pure goal scorer, and Alvy Nerlin, in his Breakers debut, picks up an assist. His first professional point here in the States, and Conway bangs it home. We're up 1-0 Breakers.
Goal set up really well by Nerlin, who came up the boards, had two Moccasins on him, threw the puck in front of the net to a wide open in the slot. Declan Conway, who bangs it home to the stick side of Sean Kuhn to his right. 8:53 remaining here in the first period, 1-0 Biloxi Breakers.
You just saw Charlie Pens get a hold of that puck and flip it to the equipment manager, Mikey Roy, so he can hang on to that for Aldiar. His first FPHL point. Charlie Pens, like I mentioned earlier, had been waiting for his arrival. And now that he's here, Breaker Nation has been introduced. Leorakos drop pass on over. Quick shot comes in, the rebound, and they score. Monroe, public enemy number 1, Yanni Liarakos, who had a hat trick in this building a couple weeks ago, comes down before the Breakers could even finish celebrating and cashes in to even the odds.
We talked about in the open, how fast can they retaliate, you know, and coming back with the score. But here, Moccasins come back down. They had some numbers here over the line. The pass came back to Liarakos after the shot, really, actually the rebound, and Liarakos did not miss. Tucks it in from his office over there to the left of the goaltender. Barokin gets another one against Biloxi. Just like that, the Moccasins in a matter of seconds tie this game up at 1.
Closing in on the 8.5-minute mark now here. Devin Dobek, Pete Furcano along with you. 1-1 is our score. Liarakos with the equalizer here early on. Davidson takes another big hit from Rasmus Asp. He's been everywhere tonight with the physical play. Monroe has brought it physically. Breakers have tried to match it, but we haven't seen too much of it as of late. Another centering pass skips by Borodkin. That goal to Liarakos, he really had to muscle over the goal line.
He really did. It was like, you know, from our vantage point, we watched it just trickle over the goal crease. And yeah, he really had to work for that one and get that rebound. But yeah, Yanni's had the name and number of these goaltenders here in Biloxi this season so far.
Jared Christie with it now, playing in his 3rd game with the Moccasins, 5'10", 185 from Costa Mesa, California. Already has a pair of goals and a pair of assists, averaging 2 points per game early on. Another big quick save made by Borodkin. Lucchese couldn't flip it out of the zone, kept in by Monroe. On over to Corson Green, knocked away by Conway. Conway's got Nerlin with him. Those two are going to be fun to watch on a line this season. Seven minutes and 17 seconds to go here in the first period. Knotted at 1. Shots are 11-4 Snakes. Fernaris into the middle. Corson Green in the neutral zone. Fernaris. Clean zone entry on over to Dubé Plouffe, and now you have Dokimov trying to shift the ice back in the other direction. Centering pass for Conway. He's taken down right in front of Kuhn as Toivonen with a good back check. Not sure how much contact was there, but doesn't get penalized, and the Breakers don't score.
Yeah, a lot going on there. Kuhn had to go ahead and stop a player.
Declan Conway goes down again, braces his face to cover. Not sure if he got hit up high or what, but he is down and in pain.
Looked like Decky blew a tire there and went down, and I don't know if he got a stick in the process as he went down or what. I mean, unless we saw a replay, we really wouldn't know.
Very tentatively goes back to the bench. Fernaris rubbed off the puck by Thornton, but not before moving it over to Asp. Breakers busted out of the zone once again, caught down by Thornton. He's got to get it to his backhand, and a good poke from Sean Kuhn. Looked like a puck to the mouth on Declan Conway. Troy Savannah, our producer, stick to the mouth is what we're hearing happen to Conway. Davidson in across the blue line. Drop pass on over to Tim Delaney. Monroe, north to south, back the other way once again. They knock it in behind Borodkin, look to set up in the offensive zone. Good effort from Infantino, forces an errant pass that's picked off by Crowder. He turns it right back on over. Couple sloppy turnovers for the Breakers here early on. Borodkin had a shot headed in his direction that he looked like he froze for a moment, but it clings behind the goal once again. Gerstein hit by Infantino. That one got all the way through. Not much of an effort by Crowder there to kick it out. And Matthews gets a shot away. Recently named an assistant captain for the Monroe Moccasins. Nice effort by Darius Davidson to kick the puck back into the neutral zone. Monroe will be forced to reset as a couple forwards will change out for Biloxi. Across the 5-minute mark here. Don't believe we've had our second media timeout, so we're going to have a double dose here in the under 5.
Yeah, I think they're taking
As there's a shot from the point, they score. A bullet from just inside the blue line for Corson Green. His first of the season, just his 3rd point, but through all the traffic, Borodkin couldn't locate it, and it finds the twine to make it 2-1 Moccasins.
Boy, around here, you blink and you're going to miss something, I tell you what. Puck was down low. It finally came out to the point at some point here. Players are digging it around in the corner. Shot from the point, lets it go, and it just found its way through. Plenty of traffic. You see 5 players down low in front of the goaltender, prohibiting this vision. Blind the goaltender, you never know. I always tell my guys, if I could see it, I could stop it, and I don't think he saw it.
Another backhander comes in on goal. This one's turned away by Borodkin. Shots are 14-4 in favor of the visitors, something that's been a theme through the first 3 renditions of these 2 clubs. Monroe has dominated in shots in each of the 3 affairs. Into the middle, quick shot, Borodkin with an impressive glove save to keep this just a 1-goal game. We're gonna head to break. Monroe, after giving up the first goal, comes back with 2 more of their own. Most recently, Corson Green makes it 2-1. We'll be back in a splash here on Breakers TV.
Recharge your body. Reset your mind. Revive your spirit. At Revive and Thrive, every detail is designed to elevate your recovery and well-being. Unwind in our serene salt therapy room and float suite. Awaken your senses with the benefits of cold water immersion. Then, step into a custom-built sauna featuring soft Himalayan salt lighting for athletes, adventurers, and anyone ready to unlock the power of recovery. Discover the difference at reviveandthrivems.com.
Coastal Prints is a brand new business on the coast specializing in screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items. Being local and with 30 plus years of experience, Coastal Prints carries all the hottest clothing brands and thousands of promotional items. Uniforms, workwear, hats, drinkware, coolers, tchotchkes, and much more. Coastal Prints will make your brand and logo stand out. Come see the new showroom on Seaway Road in Gulfport, or visit coastalprints.com or call 228-COASTAL.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Welcome you back on Breakers and Moccasins TV. Devin Dobeck, Pete Furcano along with you. Our next whistle, we will likely have another media timeout, so bear with us here as the puck is dropped once again. Closing in on the 4-minute mark here. As this one goes up and out of play. And are we going to run our next media timeout or drop the puck once again?
That was a pretty quick one. We got that whistle on. No sooner did you say it, we got it.
So it looks like the referees are conferencing about if they want to go to break as well, just as quick as we started, essentially.
They've had enough break this tonight. We've had breaks here, breaks there, and speaking of a break, breakers everywhere. You know, also I want to, on our end, on the Moccasins end, we also want to welcome in all of our listeners on 103 Rocks, KNOE, and as always, YouTube on Moccasins TV, and everybody at the tailgate. They're at Tailgaters. Tailgate, oh boy. The watch party at Tailgaters. And I will be on during intermission too, in the check room, so if you want to chat, I'll be there.
They're continuing to discuss what's going on over on the center red line. You have Dokimov comes over to join Schumacher and see just exactly what's going on. The media light, there's a yellow light on behind the goal. Typically it's green for media timeouts. Not sure if that's a coloring issue or if this is just a yellow light as in racing and they're telling everybody we're going to take our time here. Shout out to our new media timeout sponsor, Star Cleaners in D'Aberville. Just joined us, so very happy. If you can head down to Star Cleaners, great place to get your dry cleaning. That's where I got mine done, right here a couple weeks ago before the Moccasins came into town. So Star Cleaners.
Fantastic.
Yeah, thanks, Pete.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was about Wednesday. We had a game Friday, and my mom had been telling me all offseason, you need to get your suits dry cleaned. So Wednesday rolls around, I look in the closet, and to be fair, I had planned to do it for the week before, but unfortunately, I just kept walking by it on my way out.
I'll tell you who's got a lot of suits is my broadcast partner, Joseph. I swear, he is Men's Warehouse. You walk into the closet at the, at the apartment, and his If any of those would ever fit me, they wouldn't. But I'm just, if they would, I think he'd be short a few suits.
Yeah, but long story short, I was able to get my suits dry cleaned. It only took like 24 hours. I couldn't believe it. Maybe closer to 30, but they got it done in time for the game. I picked it up. It was supposed to be, as there's another quick goal, a bullet. Breakers went shorthanded. It was Grant Bondi who went for delay a game. And on the ensuing faceoff, a power play goal is scored. This one belonging to...
And that was a quick power play goal, too. I mean, it just...
Jared Christie.
Yeah, it just started, and Jared Christie gets his 3rd point in as many games. What an asset bringing him over. He just lets it go. High slot on the pass over, right through some opening somewhere on the goaltender broken, and just like that, Moccasins take a 3-1 lead here. 3:40 left to go here in the first period.
Here's Cole Crowder wheeling around through the neutral zone off the tape of Pikarczyk. Caden Henry looking to center one in the direction of Yevdokimov down below the goal line. Schumacher sweeps it back across to the near side. Off the half wall, it's picked up and sent into the middle by Toivonen. Moccasins lead it 3-1 here early on. The Breakers got the first one courtesy of Conway, and now maybe another here. Pikarczyk off the near wall, closing in and shoots, and Kuhn able to steer that one away to the far side. Fornaris on over for a quick move. Wow, what a nice little dangle that was on the far wall. Corey Cunningham dumps it on in. On over to the near side, it comes to Richie Colarusso. Takes the liberty of sending it the 200 feet, and we get another whistle for an icing. Ben and Jerry's at the Hard Rock Cafe icing.
Oh, that sounds delightful.
It is. We went in there. We had a meet and greet a couple weeks ago, maybe closer to a month. It's amazing how time flies in the earlier part of the season, but the boys got some cones and were able to help out some customers while distributing some pocket schedules. So very happy for all of Ben and Jerry's at the Hard Rock Cafe support. And they've become a great partner here for Biloxi Breakers hockey in 2025.
Gotta love a little community interaction with the team and everybody. So yeah, good for you guys. And I bet they had a blast doing it.
Anytime that there is free ice cream involved, typically the guys are in.
Oh, if it's free, I'll take 3.
Although Brett Riley, the assistant coach, was commenting, he's the head strength and conditioning coach as well, and he was a little bit upset seeing the boys get into some rather large waffle cones.
Yeah, I don't think Ben & Jerry's has too many diety options to for their customers.
Puck spits back out into the middle. Thornton couldn't settle the bouncing puck. Now sent back in on goal. Thornton off the rebound from Kuhn. Centering one, looking for Davidson, who was creeping towards the back door, but just a little bit out of his bandwidth. Inside the 2-minute mark here in the first period, 3-1. Monroe, quick backhander. Borodkin makes a 9-bell save to keep that one out. That could have been trouble, Pete. But Borodkin, down on all fours, able to reel it in and keep it a 2-goal game.
Yanni Lirakos just pulled some moves out of the back of the handbag there and almost went between the legs, and Borodkin outstretched to his left was able to knock it down and corral it. But man, excellent save by the goaltender for the Breakers. I was up here giving a golf clap for him as a goaltender myself. I was impressed.
On over to the far side, now walking down Broadway. Here's Albrecht, backhander, and Borodkin has to make another uncomfortable save, high and tight by the glove. With exactly 100 seconds to go, the Moccasins are running up those shot totals, Pete. It's 20-6.
Yeah, you know, it's something we talked about too in the pregame was the delay of the game. 20-6 right now, shots on goal total in favor of the Moccasins, and you asked about one of the differences, and it's defense. 20-6 right now. However, the shots that Biloxi has had on goal on Sean Kuhn right now, any one of those could have gone on. This score could be completely different. They were quality chances.
And that's been the MO for the Breakers early on, is quality over quantity. It's now a scrum over just outside of the reach of Borodkin. Quickly breaks up. Grant Bondi involved with that one, along with Austin Albrecht.
You know, and that's a 50-50. What would you rather have, quality over quantity? I mean, sometimes the quantity helps possibly put it more in, but man, if you get those timely goals, sky's the limit.
Breakers forwards have held their own, averaging close to 5 goals this season per game. As that one into the skates of Bondi deflects out into the neutral zone. Touch pass from Albrecht on over to a streaking Fernaris. At the blue line, Dubé Plouffe now down low. Looking for a centering pass on goal. Borodkin makes another big-time stop on the redirection by Fernaris right out in front. Minute and 2 seconds remaining. It looks like Biloxi can't wait for those seconds to bleed out enough and go to the locker room because they need to regroup.
Yeah, talk about a barrage. 22-6 shots on goal total. Right now in favor of the Moccasins, but that pass right there from Dubé Plouffe across the crease made Borodkin move. He was going left to right and had to be sharp because Carlos Fernaris was right there ready to tap in an empty netter, but nope, there was a body right there. What a great save again. Back-to-back stellar stops by the goaltender from the Breakers.
Yevdokimov couldn't get it out of the zone, but here's Colarusso finishing the job. He sends it in deep as he crosses the center red line. Now Schumacher with a reverse hit on Yevdokimov to rattle his dome a little bit. Stefanini has the juggling puck knocked away and chipped out by Colarusso. 32 seconds to go here in the first period. 3-1 the Moccasins in front, outshooting the Breakers 22-6. Now in the corner, Colarusso ties up his man, allowing the puck to bleed over to the far side where it's wrapped around. And a perfect clear, no icing, so says the officials. Inside 15 seconds to go, another quick turnover. Crowder tried to slide it quickly on over to Infantino, who bangs Gerstein into the wall. 5 seconds to go. Lucchese, see what he elects to do here. He'll just skate out the remaining time as the officials have whistled. The indication is too many men, and yeah, the Breakers have 6 guys currently on the ice. So that's going to be a delay of game penalty.
Which means that the Breakers will start off next period. If that does hold true, they'll start next period off shorthanded. We're going to have to see with 2.1 left to go here in the first period. You know, taking a quick look around our conference tonight. Right now, Athens is up on Blue Ridge. Well, that third another one. They're up on Binghamton 3-0 right now going into the second period.
On the road as well.
Yeah, on the road. And Blue Ridge is up 3-1 on the Thunderbirds. And the River Dragons are up 2-1 on PD. So, yeah, there's a lot of implications going on right now in our own conference with games tonight. We'll see what happens and how everything shakes up. So we're going to look at everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's too many men there. Oh, boy. And then there's that guy.
Right before the whistle, it also appeared that there was some murmuring going on, like, oh, something's wrong. Like the murmuring you hear when something's out of order. And sure enough, the whistle came and too many men called.
And, you know, it's an easy one, too. If you're on the bench, sometimes you miss the communication. It isn't as great as it needs to be sometimes. It's, you know, you're talking to the guys, you're trying to get somebody on, get somebody off, and next thing you know, uh-oh, you're getting called for too many. So it happens.
So Fisher and Dubé Plouffe will send their regards to each other as the two teams are separated to head off to the locker room. Moccasins with 3 unanswered to climb back and leapfrog the Breakers 3-1. Pete, 20 minutes gone down here. We're headed into our intermission. A really hot start for Monroe. What do they need to do to keep their foot on the gas pedal and keep it rolling?
Well, keep continuing playing the way they're going. I mean, this is Moccasin hockey. They're controlling. You look at the 22-6 shots on goal total in favor of Monroe, and they're playing their game. That's what they do. That's their style. They're getting the puck back. Like I said, they are giving up some quality scoring chances. They haven't gone in, but one. However, they're playing just exactly how Coach Russ Pront wants them to. I'd say foot on the gas. Don't change anything. And as far as the Biloxi end, what are you seeing?
So Biloxi, they just got to find a way to match Monroe's physicality. And of course, a much larger team Monroe is, a much more experienced and seasoned team. So Biloxi's going to have to dig really deep in order to make something happen. The shots on goal totals, I think sometimes I don't think they tell the whole story. This period, I think it is pretty good reference as to what's been going on. It's been all Moccasins, especially in the back half of the frame. Breakers are just looking a little bit sloppy. They've had the opportunities there, but a couple passes have gone awry, and it's spoiled some high-quality opportunities. But they get the first goal and then immediately surrendered the second. Giving up bursts has been another huge problem for them. And one of the things that Monroe's done best this season is score in bunches. So the Breakers are just going to have to find a way to limit them, play a cleaner game, and see if they can get under their skin to force some power play opportunities where they thrive so well, Pete. But we'll head into our first intermission. Before we do that, any final thoughts?
No, I still think we're in for a good night. We still have a lot of hockey to go here. 2 more periods of play, and Biloxi's going to come back shorthanded to start the second period. So we'll see their power play against, or our power play against your penalty kill. Should be exciting. Should be a good one from here on out.
Looking forward to it. We're going to take a quick break. If you're watching on Breakers TV, we will watch Lucas Pikarczyk's Breaker Banter episode number 16, first half right now, and the second half coming up in the second intermission. But stay tuned for that and more. We'll be back with our first intermission report towards the closing moments of the frame right here on Breakers TV. Devin Dobek joined by Lucas Pikarczyk on the panel here. Lucas, first and foremost, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So, Lucas, it's been a fun start to the season for you. Let's take a look at last year, your first season with the Seawolves. You had just 5 goals, 19 assists. You've already hit your goal total with 5 through just 7 games this season, 8 assists to add to it. Top of the team in points, behind, of course, Cade and tied with Yarrow. But what's been working so well for you this season as you take a look at last year rolling into this year?
Yeah, I mean, thank you, first of all. But I think just a really good summer of training. But credit to my 2 line mates, Yarrow and Henry. They've been really good to me, supportive, playing good together. So hopefully we can keep that going. So,
as I like to do with every guy, we like to kind of dive back, go through the layers, and see just exactly what brought you here today. So taking a look back, growing up in Canada, at your early hockey journey, who did you look up to, and were there any good mentors that you had along the way growing up?
for sure, a lot of good mentors. I grew up in a little small town called Sycamoose, British Columbia. It's the home of 2 pretty well-known hockey players like Shea Weber, Cody Franson. So those 2 were instrumental for me looking up to them. But as coaches, I think my spring hockey coach Sandy Moger was pretty instrumental on like doing some skills, some skating. Another coach, Derek Strukoff, was my private skating coach. So did a lot of skating with him. Wasn't easy, but I'm glad I did it, and hopefully it's translated to my game today.
So a lot of hockey year-round, it sounds like. But
hockey,
when you weren't playing hockey, what were you doing growing up? Any hobbies or other sports that you were interested in?
Probably hanging with buddies, hanging with friends. Again, small town, so you're always hanging out. I like to be active, whether it's playing street hockey, mini sticks, riding your bike, taking hikes, all those kind of outdoor stuff.
Yeah, growing up, you just have so many opportunities to get into so many things, but you were always drawn to hockey. And so now we flash forward to 21-22. You played for the Red Lake Miners of the SIJHL, 30 games played there, 26 points. Mm-hmm. What was it like having your development at that level of hockey?
It was fun. It was my first time being pretty far away from home, almost halfway across Canada to the east side. So I think it was just growing up, trying to become a nice young man, experiencing being away from home, like the ups and downs you get during that. So, but Red Lake was really good. Again, really small town, 3,000 people, but it was only like the boys, hockey, the gym, and like movie nights with the fellas. So we were a very tight knit group and had a very good year. And yeah, memories for life.
Sounds a little similar to what goes on around here in Biloxi, pretty much. You got your practice, then you got your workout with Brett, and then everybody comes home and there's movies, there's cards, there's whatever you can get into. Pickleball.
Exactly, yeah.
Have you been on the pickleball courts?
I have.
How's it been going?
Me and Xavier and Kels have been teammates for pickleball, my roommates, but we've had our ups and downs, but it's fun. It's nice to get outside during the hot weather. Probably not now with the weather now, but it's a good spot to play some pickleball.
Back to your career, though. The next season, you're with Timmins Rock of the NOJHL. 49 games played there. You had 47 points, 21 goals as well in that season. Did you feel that playing a lengthier season, I mentioned the 49 games, and being successful gave you the confidence to want to go pro?
For sure, yeah. Timmins was, again, I mean, I could speak a long time about Timmins. It was probably my favorite year of hockey. Great group of guys. We gelled really good. Great coach. Those various systems in Brandon Perry. But yeah, as far as that, we had a very good program. As 6 o'clock spin classes twice a week, some workouts, practice every day, and yeah, I could talk about it for a lot, but it was surreal to be a part of the Timmins Rock organization, and I miss every guy there, and I think we're getting brothers for life.
So you have those 2 seasons where you're playing juniors, 2 different experiences, and then after that, in 23-24, you decide to go to Sweden and play Division III there. What was your experience like going overseas? We talked about how you didn't want to be too far away from home at first, and then all of a sudden you're headed to Sweden, so something must have clicked.
Yeah, I mean, I had some options to go to school in the States, but there was also an opportunity to go to Sweden, and when I first started playing hockey, I really wanted to play in Europe, so I just pulled the plug and said, I'm just gonna go overseas, see what it's like, and I loved it. I loved the culture over there, the people. I got to experience Christmas over there with a family, a Swedish family. But hockey-wise, it was really fun. The team I was on, organization, was really good to me, and again, everything's in hockey. It's memories for life, and I was actually watching the Hockey Hall of Fame speeches last night, so I think Duncan Keys said it's not like the winning and the games are all one thing, but it's the people that you remember the most. So that's one thing I kind of took away from Sweden.
Yeah, you've mentioned that at every level that you've played, that the team has really been the rock for you, and another good group here. But sticking with Sweden for a moment, what was the biggest difference playing out in Sweden versus your junior career in Canada?
Well, the guys were a lot older, not from 16 to 20-year-old anymore, so you're playing against 30-year-olds. The bigger ice is obviously a big factor. But yeah, maybe different language, low language barrier didn't help me that well, but had to get used to that. But yeah, I think just how big and strong the guys are, just like in this league, it's a pretty big step from junior to pro, but you just got to learn and play to your strengths.
So you play a full season in Sweden, and then your next season, it looks like you played a handful of games and then decided that you wanted to come join the FPHL and be a part of the Mississippi Seawolves. What led into that decision to now come to the States and leave Sweden?
Yeah, for sure. Had some visa issues last year in Sweden, so I only played 3 games. It was difficult, but I mean, that's the way, I guess. It happens, so you got to battle through it. And then on New Year's, I got the call that Mississippi wanted to give me a PTO tryout, so flew out literally on New Year's. I had New Year's on the plane. It was pretty funny, but yeah, I just came here trying to make a team. Rich Pront, the coach last year, he gave me a fair chance, and I think I did all right, and yeah, it was good.
And it's rolled right into this year. One of 4 guys who made the transition from Mississippi to now Biloxi. Of course, Blake Keller, who you mentioned earlier, Curtis Hansen, and Dalton Anderson. But what was enticing about the opportunity to come to the FPHL? Obviously, your hand was forced. You had to leave Sweden. Yeah. But what made you decide, okay, I want to go play in the FPHL now in the States?
I think it was just getting back to the North America style hockey. In Sweden, it's a different style. It's not as run and gun. But in North America, it's smaller ice, what I'm used to. But for me, I think just come back to North America, see if I can work my way up through the leagues, and then I'd like to get back to Europe at some point, wherever it is, but don't look that far ahead. So one step at a time, and just focus on where I'm at right now, and yeah, very excited.
Strength isn't built in a single race. It's earned, mile after mile, pedal after pedal, step after step. The same endurance that drives athletes to the finish line fuels the steady hands and sharp focus required in surgery. It's about resilience, precision and commitment, in competition and in the operating room. Because true performance means showing up with excellence, no matter the arena. Looking for your next ride? Get more at Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport. Every new Hyundai comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty on top of Hyundai's America's Best warranty and owner assurance. No one on the coast offers more, so why go anywhere else? Visit us today during the Getaway Sales event happening now just off Lorraine Road north of I-10. Official sponsor of your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
Fly in for a daiquiri that scores every time. Mile High Daiquiris is an aviation-themed daiquiri shop and the official daiquiri of the Biloxi Breakers. Open 7 days a week and offering 15 refreshing flavors, Jell-O shots, beer, and even a non-alcoholic daiquiri. They supply mobile daiquiris for weddings, birthday parties, and events. Only 4.6 miles west of the Mississippi Gulf Coast Coliseum. Grab your crew and come try the best daiquiris on the Gulf Coast where flavor takes flight. Become a frequent flyer at 1107 Cohen Road, Suite B, Gulfport.
At Superior Optical Lab, we're proud to be certified as a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and to provide quality eyewear to veterans to whom we all owe our freedom. Thank you for your service.
Recharge your body. Reset your mind. Revive your spirit. At Revive and Thrive, every detail is designed to elevate your recovery and well-being. Unwind in our serene salt therapy room and float suite. Awaken your senses with the benefits of cold water immersion. Then, step into a custom-built sauna featuring soft Himalayan salt lighting for athletes, adventurers, and anyone ready to unlock the power of recovery. Discover the difference at reviveandthrivems.com.
Coastal Prints is a brand new business on the coast specializing in screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items. Being local and with 30 plus years of experience, Coastal Prints carries all the hottest clothing brands and thousands of promotional items. Uniforms, workwear, hats, drinkware, coolers, tchotchkes, and much more. Coastal Prints will make your brand and logo stand out. Come see the new showroom on Seaway Road in Gulfport or visit coastalprints.com or call 228-COASTAL.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is where community and teamwork come together, on and off the ice. Foshi Residential is proud to support the Biloxi Breakers as they bring the heat to the rink this season. Foshi Residential manages 3 unique apartment communities along the coast, each offering modern finishes, resort-style amenities, and a location that puts coastal living right at your doorstep. Ready to find your community? Visit foshiresidential.com/Biloxi Breakers for more information.
Every new Hyundai from Matt Bowers comes with Matt's lifetime warranty included. That's in addition to Hyundai's America's Best warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and Hyundai Owner Assurance. You get both warranties, making a new Hyundai from Matt Bowers an excellent value. Come visit us today during the Getaway Sales event at our new showroom just off Lorraine Road north of I-10 in Gulfport.
Shop smart. Buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
When injury knocks you out, Bienville Orthopedic Specialists will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Bienville Orthopedic Specialists. We will get you back.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Hello out there, we're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores. That's a good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Where players dash and skates a flash, the home team trails behind. But they grab the puck and go bursting up and they're down across the line. They storm the crease like bumblebees. They travel like a burning flame. We see them slide the puck inside. It's a good old hockey game.
And we welcome you back inside the Coast Coliseum. Devin Dobak, Pete Furcano along with you as the Breakers set to jump into their Aaron's second period. Let's take a look at the game summary thus far. Conway opened the scoring with his 6th of the season at 11:07. Then 3 unanswered from the Moccasins. 17 seconds later at 11:24, Leo Rockos picks up his 6th of the season and his 5th against the Breakers, if I'm not mistaken, this season. 15:10, Corson Green, his first FPHL goal. And then at 16:11, 61 seconds after that on the power play, Jared Christie scores his 3rd of the season and 3rd in 3 games to make it 3-1. Quickly walking you through our numbers as well. The score 3-1. Moccasins outshot the Breakers 22-6. On the power play, the Moccasins are going to open up on the man advantage here. And 4 penalty minutes to none. Pete, period 2 ready to go. It's going to have to be a different game for the Breakers if they want to climb back in.
It is, but unfortunately, I believe, for the Breakers, the Moccasins are going to keep the foot to the pedal. 22-6 shots on goal as we open up the period. And the Moccasins are 1 of 2 on the power play so far. And as you said, yes, we start this period off with a Moccasins power play.
It's back the other way. A quick opportunity in front. In the blink of an eye, you might have missed it. What a beautiful goal. Tic-tac-toe right in front. And let's see who's leading the line. Those black jerseys.
I tell you, you can't, get it out fast enough. But
Fernaris.
Puck over the line, Fernaris gets it, adding another assist, flips it right over. Bang in the back of the net. There's Christie again.
So it took all of 14 seconds for the Moccasins to add to their total. Fernaris. Or it was Christie?
It was Christie
Jared
from Fernaris.
Christie from Fernaris.
And as I like to say during our broadcast, we are on a hat trick watch. I'm not sure what just happened here. I don't like the sound of that.
As here we go.
And the referee just slammed the puck down. And here's our match that we were looking for. Caleb Melanson, and you guys like to do this at center ice, I guess, and Schlepp.
AJ Schlepp and Caleb Melanson. Couple heavyweights coming in. Melanson just signed after being with the Sentinels. AJ Schlepp climbs in to face him. Melanson initiates the contact, trying to get free with the left. Schlepp fires a right. Now Melanson over the top, and then gets pulled down, and that will do it.
Well, that was definitely an interesting way to start it back off. The referees, I guess, heard those two chirping back and forth, and they just slammed the puck down, and everybody got away from the face-off circle, and there they went. So they got that out of their system.
So not a great bout between those two. Looked like Melanson just got off balance and just tackled A.J. Schlepp. A.J. Schlepp with his 6th fighting major of the year in 6 games now. And I'm not sure he got to throw a punch there. And Melanson definitely didn't connect with one of his own. So a bit of an underwhelming fight there.
Yeah, I don't think that might not be the end of that tonight. And, you know, and it's something we talk about during the season, too, when your team's down a little bit. Sometimes a fight will spark something, right? You're looking for anything at that point, and possibly maybe that jump starts a little something, gets the boys excited. But either way, they're both in the box right now. They're going to think about what they did.
Just 30 seconds gone by here in period 2 of our Aaron's second period, and already a goal and a fight. As on goal, another tough save made by Borodkin. He was down on his rump, and when you're a goaltender and you're sitting down, you're typically in a bad spot, but the shot comes in low and he's able to snare it.
Yeah, he did. He was a little off balance. He was actually going down, and as he did, he stayed with that puck, his concentration. He was able to glove it. It was also another shot from Christie. So if that would have went in, he would have had his hat trick right here early in the second period, but really nice stop by Borodkin, the goaltender of the Breakers. Face off to the near circle to his left.
Christie and Henry will take the ensuing face-off. Henry wins it gently back towards his defensive group. Monroe quickly on the forecheck, able to force the turnover. Liarakos up to the point. You have Dakamov jumps back into the play. He was looking for a breakout pass for a moment, as Borodkin will hang on to that one. 19:06 to go here in the second period.
Another nice little stop by Borodkin to the glove. Kind of flipped it in at him, and he stopped it. And I also want to chime in real quick and let everybody know that Joseph Furtado is not with us tonight. He has had the night off, and we are doing a collaboration with the Breakers and Devin Dobek, the play-by-play guru over here, and also welcome in 103 Rocks, KNOE, and YouTube.
Caden Henry wheeling around the goal with speed. A centering pass for Bikarchek, tried to get it back over to the far side. Chance in front. You have Dakamov, couldn't pinball it home. Bouncing puck, took a couple swipes at it, and now right back the other way, one-on-one. Belant sends one on the glove side of Borodkin, but wide. Cole Crowder in front of the Club 4 Fitness logo down on the board, slings it over to the near side. Henry couldn't fish it out. Christie forces a turnover, then gives it right back. Lucchese knocks into Gerstein. Gerstein blows a tire. Not much contact, but enough to free up the puck. Kyler Matthews spins it down low for Gerstein. Lucchese bangs into him, and the Breakers will send it the 200 feet, but it was deflected, so no icing. Shots are 25-7 in favor of the Monroe Moccasins. They have controlled this game ever since Conway made it 1-0 Breakers. It has been all Mocs. Centering pass in front, another quick tally for Monroe. On the doorstep, the Breakers with a breakdown. Borodkin a little bit out of position, looked like might have been a collision with the back checker in Hansen, and leads to the 5th Monroe goal of the evening. They score in bunches, Pete, and it's 5-1.
Yeah, it looked like there was a big defensive breakdown, though, on the Biloxi end. The puck came over the line. Once they got the shot on goal, the Moccasin players streaking in, everybody was down low. Borodkin was down, and the puck just found its way in, but the last one to touch it was Carlos Fenarez. Gets another point tonight, adding to his point total. 5-1 right now. Still early in the second period, 17:54 remaining. We're just into it. 26-7 shots on goal right now in favor of the Moccasins, and you got to think, and yes, there's a goaltender change right now. Josh Rosenzweig comes in, so one of my keys was chase the goaltender, and that's what they did. Let's see what the goaltender Rosenzweig can do. We know he's a tough customer, and he's going to be tough in net the rest of the way on.
So tough night for Borodkin in his Breakers debut, recently acquired this week, and to be fair, there was a lot of shots against.
Oh, absolutely. He's played a complete game already with just 3 minutes into the second period, so I'm sure he's tired. I'm tired of watching the shots, I'll tell you that.
26-7 the total, so 21 saves on 26 shots for Borodkin. Is a turnover by the Breakers in the offensive zone. Bondi this time, who was looking to snap a pass. Good recovery from Declan Conway to get the puck back on his own tee. Hansen sending it down deeper for Nerlin. And now a nice head fake to create some opportunity back the other way. Now with speed, closing in, a quick shot, and Rosenzweig gets right warm into the game. Crowder and Stefanini behind the play with some pushing and shoving. Infantino looking to center for Nerlin. And now back the other way, it's Gerstein. Gerstein, a quick pass, gets it right back, walking through the slot, had his stick lifted by Infantino, who's then banged into the wall. Gerstein and Infantino knotted up in the corner over on the near side. Shoots back for Fernaris. Into the middle, a quick shot by the trailing Schumacher, that was.
Yeah, Schumacher just came in looking like Phil Housley there, sneaking in as a defender. Very offensive-minded this year.
Albrecht through the breaker crest at center ice with a burst of speed, enters the zone. He's got it established, slowing things down through the middle, was looking for a cutting Dubé Plouffe. Who's going to pick this one up on the near side half wall. Up towards the point. Matthews had that one go off the post, I believe. Thornton run into by Matthews. Now back the other way inside the 16-minute mark. 5-1, Monroe leads it. Out shooting the Breakers 27-7. In across the blue line, a quick drop pass. Over comes Pikarczyk. And knocked away, now trying to find a new gear. Here's Yevdokimov, a 2-on-1 with Caden Henry. Closing in, over to Henry, he scores! The exception line, looking to claw the Breakers back into it. They've got the second goal of the evening. Lucas Pikarczyk leading the line.
Boy, they had a breakout, and Biloxi had numbers going back with a 2-on-1 back the other way. Yevdokimov gets it over to Caden Henry, your leader right now.
Looked like Pikarczyk led the line down, 27.
Oh man, but yeah, what a great shot. Kuhn going right to left. He just missed it, but Caden Henry didn't. Right over the shoulder and glove hand side of Sean Kuhn to his left. And Biloxi gets one back, 5-2 right now. 15:34 remaining in the second period.
Certainly one that they needed, and so it's 5-2 now.
Scored by number 27.
It was Pikarczyk who picked up the tally.
Assisted by number 6.
Gotta get a pair of binoculars up here, Pete.
You know, I was going to tell Troy we have a set up in our booth. I was going to text him this morning to bring him with. I totally forgot.
Rasmus Asp over on the far side sends it on in.
You need a telescope up here.
Rosenzweig's just been introduced as the substitute goalie coming in, and his team's giving him a quick goal, but still plenty of work to do, trailing by 3 here. It's out into the neutral zone, sent in by Conway. On over to the far side, Bondi tried to break up the pass. It floats over to Stefanini. Stefanini a little hesitant at the blue line, and he's going to get caught offside. That will be our next media timeout. We will take it 5-2. The Moccasins in front. Already 3 goals in the opening 5 minutes of the frame. We'll be back in a splash on Breakers TV.
When injury knocks you out, Bienvo Orthopedic Specialists will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Bienville Orthopedic Specialists. We will get you back.
And we welcome you back here. 14:46 to go here in period 2. 5-2's our score. Moccasins win the ensuing faceoff. So yes, the official scoring was Lucas Pikarczyk on the most previous tally for the Breakers from Yaroslav Dakamov.
I'll take blame on that one. That was Caden Henry's number last year. That's why I called it. My bad.
Well, I definitely didn't try and change your mind there.
No, you didn't.
Until afterwards.
You just went with it. And that's why live is live.
Davidson with a collision over on the far side. Colarusso can't kick it out to the safety of the neutral zone. Crowder steals it away, looking to stretch one out for Davidson. And Monroe sends it right back towards Rosenzweig, who will give that one a hug. And we'll have another timeout at 14:04.
Rosenzweig getting some touches here as he came in cold here to relieve the netminder Barokin. His night is over, and we're back to a very familiar face, Josh Rosenzweig. And meanwhile, both fight combatants leave the penalty box with Caleb Melanson and AJ Schlepp. Caleb Melanson taking a look over to Schlepp and either said, hey, good tilt, or see you again soon. Stay tuned, we've got a lot of hockey left.
Hopefully it was a see you again soon, because you get two heavyweights and neither gets a punch off. I needed a little more, Pete. I needed a little more. It was a disappointing bout, but it got a little energy for both sides. We've already had another goal each since, so
yeah,
they did their job.
They did. The crowd got up too, and actually, it was, we were talking during the break. It's a really nice crowd tonight here. There's a lot more fans on the non-camera side, on the penalty box side. It's that section, that middle tier looks completely full from our vantage point. So nice turnout here by the Biloxi fans.
Hopefully we'll keep it rolling. You have Dakamov quickly on over for Trey Fisher, who sends it in. Have not called his name too much, or actually that's Pikarczyk. Lucchese up into the air. Pikarczyk comes down and looked to settle the puck. Banged into Green. On the near side, comes on over to Green. Aaron puck. Caden Henry banking it up the wall, just out of the bandwidth of Yaroslav Dakamov, who was looking to be in all alone. Looking for a centering pass now. He wheels all the way to the high circle, and that one deflected up and over the goal.
And just like that, they could have been back the other way with another odd man break, but luckily it bounced just out of the way of Yevdokimov.
Henry one-on-one with Green. Centering pass for Yevdokimov, and Kuhn from his left to his right comes across, and there's a couple Kuhn fans in the house tonight. You can hear them over our crowd mic, getting the Kuhn chants going. He makes another big save there to keep this a 3-goal game.
And a good defensive play by the Moccasins in the corner to try to cut off that pass, but it still came across. But Kuhn read it well. I think he knew Caden Henry was, or a player at that point, was streaking up the right wing. Kuhn moving really well from left to right, was able to cover that up and not give a rebound to face off to his right.
As back in the offensive zone. Quickly spit back out by the Moccasins. Tim Delaney, backhand pass on over to Hansen. Now receives it back in his own end. Hansen through the defensive zone circle, just over the glove of Crowder. Linesman's going to say it was deflected off of Crowder's mitt, no icing. Pretty good clear is what that goes down as. Hansen on the near wall, battling with Ballant. Turnover to his backhand. Crowder to the middle, tried to go far side and just lost the puck off the toe. A good opportunity there. Nerlin fakes his pass back over to Delaney. Now Nerlin loads up and shoots, and that one way up and into the seats. Hopefully everybody's all right there.
It just missed everybody, actually. Hit right next to a fan, right in their seat. Now here in Biloxi, they don't have the screen protection, the netting around the goal areas, which is really interesting. Might be the only team in the Fed to not have it.
Yeah, they have it posted on the door. If you come into the arena for Breakers hockey, you better have your head on a swivel.
Yeah, you guys are going old school. Yeah, this is like Boston Garden, Chicago Stadium style here, I tell you. Old-time hockey, buddy. Eddie Shore.
Gotta love it. Eddie Shore. Infantino. Davidson with a nice hit over in the offensive zone. Deflected puck comes in. Looked like it surprised Kuhn, who pounces on it and gets another whistle.
That surprised me. It came in out of nowhere and just redirected itself. Just a pass that looked like just a little flip pass right to center. And man, that thing shot off his stick like a rocket, but right into Sean Kuhn. holds on and covers, gets a face-off to his right. Way to settle down the troops there and get a face-off.
So this is interesting. Trey Fisher is standing inside the blue line. He's a 5'7" forward. He's going to be playing a defensive role. So Charlie Penns must have some complaints with his defensive group. They've given up 5 goals, and he's making some changes.
Yeah, sometimes you change it up and see if you get some kind of something going, some chemistry or a spark. But yeah, something changed up. But he looks pretty good on D.
Sends a puck off of Infantino's tape that's tapped on in. Nice hit by Darius Davidson, colliding with Fernaris over on the near side. Monroe quickly back the other way. Nice hit by Infantino as well over on the far side. Bodies are banging here. Fisher takes one of his own as well.
Yeah, the physicalities are definitely stepping up this period.
Turnover to Davidson, coming in, lost his footing for a moment. Backhander goes well wide on the glove side. Henry now on over for Davidson. Davidson toe picks and goes down, losing the puck in the process. Dubé Plouffe comes away with a loose change. Henry harassing him from behind. Into the skates it comes on over towards Albrecht. Down low, Dubé Plouffe taken away by Henry. Gives it over to Green. His quick shot, Rosenzweig tracks it down and makes the save. Now on over to Yevdokimov. Picking, shooting, and a save made by Kuhn.
Great save by Sean Kuhn to get down the butterfly. Hit him in the wrist cuff on that shot from Yevdokimov, but he was able to keep it out of the net. Another great save too by Josh Rosenzweig. The goaltenders are trading blows.
Looked like it could have been offside for a moment there as well on the zone entry. Charlie Penns had his hand in the air. Another quick opportunity in front. Matthews had his shot tipped in. Rosenzweig makes a nice pad save.
Rosenzweig looks like he's playing Twister down there.
It's tough to come off the bench cold and hop into a game, especially with the score the way it is. But Rosenzweig has been sharp here since entering.
Well, he's definitely a professional, and I know he's ready for the task. That's why he's such a tough goaltender. But yeah, it's very difficult to come in cold into a game if you're not mentally prepared. But he looks like he's sharp.
About halfway home here from the Mississippi Gulf Coast Coliseum. Devin Novak, Pete Fricano along with you on both Breakers and Moccasins TV. Kyler Matthews out into the neutral zone. Sends it all the way down, and Rosenzweig indicating there will be an icing. And at 9:52, this will be our next media timeout. We will take it. The score, the Breakers 2, the Moccasins 5. It's another Star Cleaners media timeout. We'll be back.
Icing the call, brought to you by Ben & Jerry's.
Looking for your next ride? Get more at Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport. Every new Hyundai comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty on top of Hyundai's America's Best warranty and owner assurance. No one on the coast offers more, so why go anywhere else? Visit us today during the Getaway Sales event happening now just off Lorraine Road north of I-10. Official sponsor of your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
Right back here, Devin Novak, Pete Fricano along with you. 9:52 to go here, period 2. Moccasins on top by 3. Scores 5-2. The shots are 32-11 in favor of the visitors. But Biloxi with the most recent tally after 5 straight unanswered goals from the Moccasins.
Yeah, the score could be so much different. Even though 11 shots by Biloxi, they've been really good shots, really good breaks, really good chances.
Nerlin, a between the legs pass, but still has to feel out his teammates a little bit. Bondi not on the same wavelength there. And that one goes up and out of play for a Mile High Daiquiri puck out of play.
That's a pretty good sponsor for when the puck goes out of play, Mile High, because the puck's way the heck up there. So
I never put that together.
Yeah, well, it's my ADD brain. Welcome to my world.
I wonder if there's a tie between the Ben & Jerry's icing and the icing. You think?
There's a good distinct possibility that that may be a thing. You're giving me some sponsorship ideas when I get back.
There you go. Monroe quickly back in the other direction. Balan is taken down by Grant Bondi with a low hit, flipped him over. He's going to come right back to work, looking to free it up from Curtis Hansen. Sent back on over to Nerlin. Nerlin drop pass, gets it over to Declan Conway, one of the 2 goal scorers for the Breakers tonight. He powers his way through Sam Turner and in the direction of Kuhn, who will jump on that. Another face-off, 9:05 to go.
Sean Kuhn was not going to allow Declan Conway to get another scoring chance. He went and covered that one up and gets his guys a face-off to his right. Before the rush back the other way, Jared Christie had a nice little spinorama to get around a defender, a little a la Dennis Savard / Patrick Kane. Jeremy Roenick action over there. Looking really good in his 3rd game with the Moccasins, Jared Christie. Face-off to Kuhn's right.
Yeah, just when the Moccasins couldn't get much better, so it felt, they had another big piece in Christie, and what a consistent goal scorer he's been. Stick has been broken on the ice. There's room for Fernares. He thought about taking the lane. Now he still has it. Shot block made by Infantino. One-time opportunity on the near side for Dubé Plouffe. He backhands one for Albrecht. Albrecht spinning away from the pressure of Infantino. Referee got caught up in the mix. Quickly gets out of there. Colarusso ties it up with Fernares in the end wall. Coming away with it are the Snakes. Davidson's the one without a twig, so he's going to head back and grab another. Dubé Plouffe holding, sending one to the middle, just out of the reach of Albrecht. Back down low again. Picked up by Dubé Plouffe. Around the circle, good saucer pass to the far side. Rosenzweig has to make a kick save. Was out of the blue paint for that one, closing down the angle, and directed it well to make sure there was no follow-up opportunity with all that net wide open.
Oh, acrobatics is his key. He's all over the place. The tall goaltender is making some stops down there in the blue paint. Sounds like a great podcast.
Isn't that your podcast?
Yes, it is.
Ah.
See all these connections tonight inside the blue paint. Haven't done anything with it in a while, but I got to get going on there. You know, you're also on our Hockey Time Down South podcast as well, with collaboration with the Baton Rouge, Biloxi, and Monroe. And you know, we're all so busy during the week. It's so difficult to do all this stuff. I don't know how we find time to do it.
The weeks are hectic, but
we go from
game nights make it all worth it.
Yeah, we go from Monday to Sunday in a blink of an eye.
Hoping the Breakers' fortune turns around here, but we've got a good one. Breakers and the Moccasins match up 4 of 12 this season. Monroe has scored at least 7 goals in each of the first 3 games. They're 2 away from that mark here tonight. As Rosenzweig makes another save using his radar through traffic. And at 7:40, we will get another whistle.
Good shot from the point from the captain, Frank Schumacher. Let that one rip. Was redirected 3 or 4 times on the way to Josh Rosenzweig, who finally did see it and corrals it, stops it, and gives the boys a little break. Gets them over a face-off to the near circle to the left side of Josh Rosenzweig.
Henry will take it against Gerstein. Henry comes out victorious. Lucchese around the wall, on over to Pikarczyk. Pikarczyk forcing one, looking for Yevdokimov. He's so slippery. He just finds his way to that blue line and looks for reads. Pikarczyk nicely quick out of the zone for Henry. He avoids a big check. That could have been trouble in the neutral zone. Lucchese then throws a high pass into the glove of Henry. He had a little trouble settling it. And now here come the Moccasins. Lucchese misses the hit on Fernares. Breakers are able to complete the task of getting it out of the zone. Pikarczyk run around by Balant. Balant shielding the puck all the way around. Bondi had him hooked a little bit. Quick low angle shot comes in. As all alone on the back doorstep was Albrecht. Or rather, Jared Christie. And there's another thundering hit by Kyler Matthews on the captain, Yaro Yevdokimov. You cannot hit a captain and go away scot-free. Let's keep an eye on Kyler Matthews, who also wears a letter. Yevdokimov very gingerly gets back to the bench. He's bleeding.
Yeah, it looked like he hit his mouth. I can't tell if that was on the hit directly. Was it the glass, maybe a stick? As we kind of look at a replay here,
You have Dokimov pleading with the official that, hey, there should have been a call there.
Well,
I'm bleeding, I got hit up high.
Wow, I thought for sure. You know what, I wanted to elaborate on Dokimov. You know, you talked about how slippery he is. He just glides across that neutral zone and then hits another gear. It's incredible.
They're taking a look at the replay on the Moccasins feed. We have two different video feeds for Breakers and Moccasins, respectively.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the replay here. So Dokimov was... Oh, he was looking... No, it was a good hit. Actually hit him in the chest. He was looking down at the puck, not so much admiring his pass, but just kind of seeing where it went. Got hit in the process.
As backdoor, there's an opportunity. Oh, and the open net is missed. That could have made it 6-2. But an empty net is missed by Austin Albrecht. You can't say that too many more times this season.
Oh, absolutely not. He doesn't miss it, but he did there.
Matthews, one-timer from the point, didn't get too far, maybe to about the hashes before being blocked down. Albrecht's pass back across to the far side for Green. He scored the second goal of the night for the Breakers. Luke Casey goes up to hit him high, as down into the wall hard was Green. Looked like he was falling before the contact came.
Yeah, it looked like he lost some footing there.
Pikarczyk calling for it in the slot. Nerlin took a little too long to get him. Pikarczyk was slamming his stick saying, hey, I need this one now. So we play on. Sent back out towards the blue line, kept in and almost poked on goal. Fisher there to break up the defensive blunder that had all of a sudden started at the blue line. Could have been trouble for Monroe. So now Fisher once again backing in on his man. Hansen couldn't scrape it out of the zone. Rasmus Asp sends it down low. Fisher rubs his man off. He looks pretty good for a 5'7" forward playing defense.
I agree.
He's tipped a man over. He's blocked a few passes.
Yeah, he's looking like he's done it before.
Still searching for his first point this season, but wherever he can be of value for Charlie Penn's group will definitely help, especially on the defensive side. As Tim Delaney bats it back into the offensive zone, but Conway has to touch up on sides. Carter Thornton looking to track down his man in Sam Turner. And this one will be sent down towards Rosenzweig. No icing, 4:35 to go in period 2. Breakers Moccasins round 4 of 12. Breakers looking to gain some momentum before we head into the final chapter of this one here tonight. Gerstein tried a shot through traffic. Eventually it spits out and comes on goal, where Rosenzweig is forced to leap and sprawl out to make sure it wasn't going anywhere else than under his trapper.
Well, Coach Charlie Penn's Jr. really did a great job by switching the goaltenders. Rosenzweig is definitely stopping the bleeding right now as we're heading to another commercial break.
We'll take it. 5-2 Moccasins back in a splash. Fly in for a daiquiri that scores every time. Mile High Daiquiris is an aviation-themed daiquiri shop and the official daiquiri of the Biloxi Breakers. Open 7 days a week and offering 15 refreshing flavors, Jell-O shots, beer, and even a non-alcoholic daiquiri. They supply mobile daiquiris for weddings, birthday parties, and events. Only 4.6 miles west of the Mississippi Gulf Coast Coliseum. Grab your crew and come try the best daiquiris on the Gulf Coast where flavor takes flight. Become a frequent flyer at 1107 Cohen Road, Suite B, Gulfport. welcome you back here on Breakers TV and Moccasins TV. Devin Dobek, Pete Fricano along with you. Pete, some out-of-town scores you have for us. Some surprising ones.
Yeah, my goodness.
As we're going to get another round of Melanson and Schlepp.
Oh, well, let's see how this one goes.
They'll clear out the gloves, and we'll get ready to go. Melanson comes in hot again. Schlepp has him tied up. Schlepp with a couple rights and then just throws him down to the ice. Melanson definitely needs to work on his balance, so it appears, because he has gone down pretty quickly in both affairs. Schlepp maybe got one punch off there as Melanson trying to fire up his group as he heads back to the bench.
They had a good right hand in there at one point, but they both went down again. And now Melanson's going to be sent off.
Yeah, 4:17 to go, so they're just going to send him to the they're going to send him to the locker rooms. No sense in sitting in the box when you don't need to.
Yeah, good move there. But hey, some real quick, some out-of-town scores. Your final from Binghamton. The Rock Lobsters 5, Binghamton 3. They go ahead and win that one. The surpriser of the night, Indiana, the Sentinels 9, Port Huron 3 in the third period. Where did that come from? Right now, Blue Ridge 6-2 on the Thunderbirds, and PD is down 3-1 by Columbus right now in the third period.
Wow, that Indiana one will make you do a double take.
I think I want to watch that refeed, unless it's in Indiana, and I'm not watching the refeed.
9-3 in the third period, as you have Dokimov breaking it out on over to Caden Henry. He's been quiet here tonight. Finds Pikarczyk. He gets sandwiched between a couple Moccasins as Schumacher just pushed the net off.
And it looks like the referee may have seen that.
He just pushed the net off. You can't do that. Granted, he was probably trying to protect himself from smashing into it.
I kind of think that's what it was.
You got to understand that, but I definitely saw a little bit of a shove there.
He was kind of holding on for dear life, but the referee pointed at the bench, which was sometimes it's like, hey, we're going to get a penalty here, but to no avail. There's no call. The fans weren't real thrilled about that because
player safety is the most important thing. So obviously, Schumacher in good shape. But it certainly looked like that could have been a little gamesmanship. And when you've played as long as Schumacher and at the levels he has, of course, all over the ECHL, the SP, and the captain of the Moccasins since their existence, he's a guy who knows what he can get away with at times. And I'm not saying there was a tactical thing there, but who knows?
Well, you know, and the mooring system here is a little bit different than we have in Monroe. Ours is more of a cleat system where you just have it looks like a cleat on a golf shoe, right? And then here you got a drilled mooring, so it's a little bit different. But yeah, like you said, the player safety is involved. So hey, nonetheless, there's no penalties, and we play on.
You have Dokimov crashes into Cunningham, who gets free and tried a shot short side that was off the mark. Ooh, there's a big hit over on the far side. You have Dokimov is going to get a piece of Corson Green. Here we go. You have Dokimov gets jumped by Corson Green, and we got a line brawl over on the far side. Yeah, there was everybody getting involved. It was a thundering hit to tip over a Moccasin, and then if you touch the Breakers captain without his consent, you're going to get a fair response from everybody else.
Yeah, so we went after Kyler Matthews, but and then he got a little stick action in there. He might have got a spearing. I don't know. We're going to see what the referees are going to say. Dokimov had some stick action there. It looked like a swashbuckler. And then all Hades broke loose there. Everybody had a dance partner in the offensive zone of the Breakers. And now Kyler Matthews looks like he might want to go with Josh Rosenzweig.
Rosenzweig says, let's go. He dropped the stick.
And that's never a smart
developing.
thing. There's never a smart thing. And he's putting his helmet on. This is not a smart move for a goaltender. I'll mind what I say. However, that's not a good idea. On several occasions, the coach definitely is not going to want to see that. But hey, in the same token, gotta love when your goaltender sticks up for their players as well. We saw that this week with Trevor Babin in his game over the weekend, but that one led to a suspension for 2 games. So the goaltenders always have to be a little careful. I know whenever I left the crease to join an altercation, I was always penalized for it and heavily. But no harm, no foul there. But I admire the camaraderie though by Rosenzweig from peer to peer.
Yeah, he does not like anybody messing with him or his teammates. And he's a goalie who's picked up some penalty minutes this season, and
There's little Ron Hextall, Eddie Belfour style down there.
Yeah.
I'm throwing away the vintage guys tonight.
I'm not sure Sean Kuhn wanted anything to do with it.
No, Sean was hanging out over in his house, and now I'm going to go on a limb here and say probably for the remainder of the game, Kyler Matthews is probably going to be a target for the players on the Biloxi side. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here down the stretch as we sit here. 5-2, Moccasins lead. 36-12 shots on goal total in favor of the Moccasins as the referees all sort this out. Once again, we want to welcome in and thank our listeners on the Moccasins end, on Moccasins TV, YouTube, 103 Rocks, and KNOE. We appreciate all of our listeners. We look forward to getting back in the Civic Center. We also want to thank our gracious hosts here at the Mississippi Gulf Coast Coliseum and the Biloxi Breakers for having a joint venture tonight with Joseph Furtado being off. Another one of my favorite broadcasters in the league. So I've got the broadcast with you and on a junior game with Brian Flores from the Zydeco this year. So
pretty cool.
This has been a really cool season, and we're not even in December yet, buddy.
Yeah, speaking of the months ahead, let's take a look at the waters ahead for the Breakers. On our stream, you'll see a graphic. The next three will be against the Columbus River Dragons tomorrow night, 7:05, and then next weekend, 7:35 and 7:05 starts between the Moccasins and the the Breakers and the River Dragons. And then the Breakers and the Moccasins will meet again on November 23rd. So that will be the first three-game weekend for the Breakers of the season. They'll play the Moccasins 3 o'clock on that Sunday, the week before Thanksgiving. And then on the 26th, it's Moccasins and Breakers again at 7:05, this time in Biloxi. The next three will be in Columbus, but back in Biloxi on the 26th. And then on the 28th, the Breakers begin a home and home with the Zydeco. The 28th and the 29th, both those games scheduled for 7 o'clock. So an interesting schedule for the Breakers. A lot of Columbus in their future, but then they've also got Monroe, they've got Baton Rouge, so they're going to have to find a way to steal a handful of points in that span.
Yeah, and on the flip side of that side, looking at the Moccasins look ahead here. So we finish up tonight. That's it. One game this weekend. The boys can rest for the rest of the week. However, next weekend, 2 against Athens, and then the Breakers come to town. And then just like that, we're in Athens again for a couple. Or actually, we see Baton Rouge on that Wednesday, and then we're in Athens for 2 more. So yes, a steady dose of Biloxi and Athens with a quick pit stop over in Baton Rouge. So gonna be a lot of fun hockey for both teams coming up down the stretch.
Certainly looking forward to it. It looks like after they sorted everything out, matching roughing penalties given to Andrew Belant and Yaroslav Dakamov. So we're gonna skate 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes.
They got all that out of all that. There's a lot going on down there.
9:16 local time here in Biloxi. For those of you joining us from other games around the league, happy to have you along with myself, Devin Dobek, Pete Furcano with you. So it's 4-on-4, a little extra ice. Let's see who's going to get that all-important next goal. Is we get another quick whistle. I wonder if they're going to get Crowder for a cross-check here. Crowder has had at least a minor penalty in every game he's played this season, and he'll add another to the sheet, his 8th straight there. Just a frustration cross-check, and you can't do that, especially against this Monroe team who's so prolific against you on the scoreboard. Now you're going to go 4-on-3, and sometimes you just got to find a way to keep your head still, and Crowder's going to pay the price for this one.
Yeah, in a 4-on-3, you're going to have a lot of ice here. It's almost going to look like a roller hockey game here with the 4-on-3 power play for the Moccasins for the next 2 minutes. A lot of people in the penalty box. They're getting crowded down there. Hopefully the pizza machine's working. Maybe they can get a snack.
2:48 to go in period 2. Back underway, 4-on-3. Leorakos in the near circle, centering one, looking for some help on the bumper spot. And now another quick shot comes in, and it's held on to by Rosenzweig with Albrecht right there.
Very nice save by Rosenzweig. Saw that one all the way. Caught it right in the trapper. Down in the butterfly. Good focus. Good mechanics as always. We have a face-off to the far circle to the right of Josh Rosenzweig, goaltender for the Breakers.
Infantino tossed off. Fisher has his number called to come and replace him. It's won by Monroe. Quickly closing down the gap. Quick chance in front for Liarakos. Goes all the way over the far side. Albrecht picks it up. Albrecht, Fernaris trade places. Back on over to the far side where Liarakos almost had it knocked away by Thornton. Fernaris back over to Albrecht. Some touch passing, and now Fisher is going to slam it on up to Carter Thornton. He'll slow things down, take a few more seconds away before sending it over to the corner, and he's going to go out for a change. Might have been towards the end of his shift there, as opposed to a guy who can typically break off a one-on-one with the goaltender.
Yeah, I think he thought about it too. And there's a high hit after the whistle, and I think
Trey Fisher in the midst of it, and now here we go.
Oh, he throws it off.
Trey Fisher is going to go with Yanni Liarakos at center ice. His first fight of the season. Liarakos not typically a fighter. Bit of a size mismatch. Liarakos the edge there. Fisher got him up high, and now here we go. Still trying to get acquainted with each other, and Liarakos with one punch takes Fisher down. He tries to get back up, but
man, Yanni with a hard right, one shot to the jaw.
Liarakos has 7 inches on Fisher, along with 40 pounds.
Yanni pointing at the players' bench over there said, "You're all on notice," as he's going off. Both players are going off as the period's going to wind down anyway. At 1:53 left to go in the period. Boy, this has really been an eventful ending to the second period. I'm telling you, I'm not sure what to expect, Evan, in this third period coming up.
Getting a little bit chippy here. A hit late after the whistle. But yeah, just an unfortunate dance partner for Fisher. 7-inch mismatch. He's been fighting guys, and he's been successful. He had 3 fights with the Dashers Hockey Club last season, won all 3 of them, but they were guys below the 6-foot mark. And you see Liarakos, if you go back and watch the replay or on our stream here, he could touch Fisher without Fisher even having a chance to get back towards him. So similar to in boxing, where if someone has a longer reach, they have an edge, but Liarakos just absolutely pummeled him. One punch to the head took him down. Fisher got back up and tried to get back into it, but we've had 3 fights who've lasted a total of about 20 seconds.
Yeah, and Rosenzweig kind of got into it as I'm watching the replay on our stream. Rosenzweig came out of the crease a little bit to either maybe slow down Yanni, or I'm not sure, but he really left us. He was in the top of the slot, and the referee was right there to corral him and bring him back to the house. Us goaltenders do like to call the crease the house, but Yanni sized him up and just, bam, one shot. But yeah, it was a mismatch on size and weight, that's for sure.
Now back the other way with speed. Christie tries to split the D, and he gets folded like a lawn chair by Bondi along with Conway out there. Still a 4-on-3 man advantage on our Raven and Rose tattoo penalty kill. As the Breakers sling it back the other way. If there was any good out of that fight, it's that you have one of the best offensive weapons for the Moccasins now unable to participate in the power play. So not all for nothing.
Yeah, I agree. That's almost a bit to take a buddy to the box syndrome.
So here's Christie, hits the brakes outside the circle. On over to Schumacher. Right back over to Christie. 65 seconds to go in period 2. Delaney looking to knock it out down to a knee, able to get it into the neutral zone, and it'll be held onto by Conway, who sends it on in.
Touch on what you said too about Liarakos being off. He's been deadly on the power play so far this year. So yeah, that's good news on the Biloxi camp right now with him being back in the locker room till next period.
Thornton takes a hit. Cole Crowder, fresh out of the box, comes to collide with a Moccasin over on the far wall. Kyler Matthews quickly on over for a pass in front. Ballant gets it in on Rosenzweig, and makes another tough couple saves here. Right at the 32nd mark. Rosenzweig, since entering, has been good, Pete. Has not surrendered a goal yet. Seen about a dozen shots and doing what he can to keep his team in the game.
Yeah, the ex-OHL netminder doing some things down there in that net. Boy, I tell you, he's doing everything he can to keep the puck out. Acrobatics galore. But he's been locked in. I think he's focused tonight. We've gotten to him that first game pretty quick. Just 8 minutes into the first period, the first time we faced him. But boy, he's been locked and loaded tonight.
Another tip in front. Rosenzweig was sprawling to the far post, but luckily it didn't get on goal. Ballant with a good opportunity on the doorstep that time. Now back down low. Fernaris wedged between the two breakers, and the deflected shot comes in on Rosenzweig, and he will make another big-time save.
A lot of funny bounces tonight off of different players going toward the crease. That was no different. Puck came to Josh Rosenzweig, who covered that one up after it was a weird deflection off of his defender, helping to keep it out of the net here.
Face-off won by Monroe. Maybe time for one last flurry. Centering pass looking for Asp is knocked away. Out to the point, loading up a quick shot as Rosenzweig got jumped on. Crowder took exception to that, and now once again the officials are going to have to separate the two sides. Rosenzweig pleading his case. Where's the call there? He was hit in the blue paint, but the referees have kept it pretty towards the equilibrium with letting the boys play, so you got to respect that, as now there's another couple bodies getting going, and now we're going to keep it at the ice as everybody's getting untangled still, some pushing and shoving.
You think they know we're playing each other again next Sunday?
These two teams, they definitely put on a show every time they meet, but so far the first three have gone to Monroe. It's going to take a miracle here in Mississippi for the Breakers to climb back in, trailing by 3. We'll be back in a few moments after our intermission, but actually before we do that, used to be in a one-man show. Pete, what'd you see here in that second period, and I'm going to throw Biloxi at you this time. What does Biloxi need to do to match Monroe's game and hop back in?
Well, they need to keep their composure as well. They need to stay out of the penalty box and not give the Moccasins any chances on the power play to go ahead and pad that lead any more than it already is. 3-goal lead is the most deceiving in hockey, because in a blink of an eye, that could be erased. The next thing you know, you're in a tie game and anything's possible. But we've seen a lot of fireworks here late in the second period. I don't think that we're going to see anything different in the third period. I think everybody needs to buckle down a little bit. And you know, as I look at the third period, the Moccasins scored 18 goals so far this season and gave up 8 in the third period. That's been our best offensive and best defensive period so far this year. Not so much the case last year. Third period last year was sometimes a hot mess. You didn't know what we were going to get. That was then. This is now. And what are we going to get in the third? It's going to be interesting, but Biloxi needs to. They're so good on the rush, the odd man rush, getting the puck up, especially Yedakimov. Once he gets back out of the penalty box and back from his penalties later, you know, hey, anybody's guess, third period.
So we shall see. 20 more minutes to go between these two in their 4th of 12 battles. It's been a fun one. We're excited for period 3. Shots are 39-12 in favor of Monroe. 5-2 on the scoreboard. They lead it as well. But we're going to take a quick break and be back in a few moments for period 3. Lucas Pikarczyk, the second half of his interview coming up in a moment. We'll be back. Now, as someone who has played for both renditions of the Seawolves and now the Breakers, what has changed for the better in your experience, through your lens?
For my lens, I mean, last year was a little tough. I mean, for everybody, not just me. I came in late, so I think majority of the guys last year battled through it the whole year. But I think this year, just, you know, the living accommodations have been really nice. The boys have been nice. My roommates have been good. Just, you know, I think people are very supportive for this team to stay in Biloxi, and you know, I like that, and it was a big reason for me coming back, that you know, people want hockey here, and it's a great place to play, and I'm excited to, you know, try and keep hockey here and hopefully have a good season.
So, what do you make of the team itself now? How is the culture? How is it built? What's it like to play for Coach Pens? And what's it going to take to put together a successful season long term?
A successful season, it's going to take everybody to buy in. All our teammates, coaches, everybody's got to buy in. I think we're on the right path right now. It was a big 2 games that we had, but it's a long season. So again, we can't look that far ahead. It's day by day, practice by practice, game by game. But again, very excited. I think we do have the pieces to put together a good season. But it's just a matter of us, you know, dialing it in and, you know, putting a good show for the fans, and, you know, that's it. Well.
You mentioned it earlier, but what's it like to play with Yarrow and Henry? Is it the best line that you've ever played on, or your favorite line that you've ever played on? The proof's in the pudding. You're averaging almost 2 points a game playing with those two guys. So where do they rank among line mates you've had? Obviously, it's still early, but the success has been incredible.
Yeah, no, they're two tremendous players. As far as best line, again, like you said, it's early, so I think as the year goes on, it could be, but I'll put a little sneak peek for my Timmins teammates, Brady Haroon, Nicholas Pigeon, those guys, very good players, had a great year, so maybe I'll give the edge to them. But as far as Yarrow and Henry, Henry just very good, tremendous like puck possession guy, very good skill, speed. For myself, it's just to get in spots so he can, find me with the puck. But yeah, very good player. And then Yarrow played at almost like the highest level you can play at, so just learning from him, being in good spots for him as well, and learning lots from him, and he's been very good to me, so it's been good.
He was given the captain's C last week. What are your thoughts on that, and how do you feel about Yarrow as a leader?
Very good. He's obviously his language is a little iffy sometimes, but he's been very good. He speaks up when he has to. He's very direct, which I like. Most guys probably like that. But it's just respect, right? He's 32 years old, so some guys, like, we have a young team, so guys look up to him, and he's as pro as you can get, so I think it was a very good choice.
So we already talked about your numbers from last year into this season now, but I think everybody wants to hear about your overtime winner. So take us through it, through your lens, start to finish. Take us through the play and the celebration afterwards, delivering the first win at Breaker Bay to the home fans. It had to be pretty cool.
Yeah, it was super cool. So earlier on in the overtime, I had the puck and kind of turned it over, so that wasn't my plan, but it happens. And then a couple shifts later, with all that chaos of, like, was it a goal, no goal, 2 times, or kind of freaking out. The fans were loving it, and yes, I think a D-man was coming off, and I didn't really see anybody changing, so I just jumped on the ice. We had 3 forwards out there, and I was just dashing to the blue line, and Henry took some ice, took some space, found me just streaking in, gave me the puck, and I just tried to put a quick release past the goalie, and ended up working out for me. And celebration-wise, it was super loud, which was very cool, and just trying to enjoy it and take it all in.
Yeah, it was a pretty awesome goal. And yeah, you mentioned it earlier also. There were 2 goals that I think everybody in the arena thought went in for a moment. I was never so sure on the broadcast. I thought one was off the post. The Bondi one is the only one I really couldn't tell. Would have to take a much closer look at that. But then with all the chaos, like you said, to come down and find a home for it, and have that whole crowd pop, like you said, had to be a pretty surreal feeling. But wrapping up here, Pies, what changes has Coach Penn's made this season? What do you like about what he's building, about his practices? Why is it the edge that you guys have?
I think we're probably one of the fastest teams in the league, very conditioned. His practices are, they're fast-paced. I like that. They're fast. They're hard. He's very direct as well. He wants us to do good, which is a good thing. He's been getting lots of sponsorships over the summer, which has been good for the team. But he's done a tremendous work, and with Brett, too, our trainer, Brett Riley's been getting us dialed in on workouts and making sure we're ready for the games and stuff. So, we got to put it all together, and because he's the right guy to do it for the season.
I'm glad you mentioned Brett, because I think he's someone who doesn't get a lot of the glory. He's more behind the scenes. Yeah. He's the assistant coach, but he does a ton of work with the guys. I mean, you guys have scheduled workouts and plans, and he breaks down guy by guy. What is Brett's impact on this organization?
It's a lot. I mean, he's obviously, first of all, he's a good guy, good human, so, but, he's got some funny stuff too, but, he's been good with the workouts. He cares for you, finds out your strengths and weaknesses, so he's put together like a workout plan for each of us, and works us hard, which is a good thing. So ready for our workout tomorrow. If it's sprints or some plyos, we're going to be ready for it.
Do you feel the impact of the workouts, like in real time? Has it hit you yet, or is it too soon to tell, or do you notice little things in your game that have improved with his help?
I think so, yeah, for sure. Like the plyometrics, it's like jumping on boxes and stuff, and I think maybe I've gained a little more speed to my game, or not as much fatigued late in the game, which is, a big thing for me is don't be tired like late in the game. Once you master cardio, everything becomes easy. So, but he's been really good for that, and excited to keep it going with him.
All right, Lucas, last question for you. What's your message to the fans? 7 games gone down. You guys have won back-to-back. You've been a big part of that. 2 more games coming this weekend. You guys go on the road for a bit, but it seems like now is the time to, as you put it, buy in.
Yep. Yeah, time to buy in. To the fans, first of all, thank you. Try and pack the Coliseum as much as we can, and then it's our job to give you a fun and exciting game and win some games, and because you guys all deserve that. And like hockey should be here because it's a great place to play. I think it's probably the best place to play in the league when things are going right. So, yeah, just thank you, and excited for the season to keep going, and hopefully we can make the playoffs.
You heard it from Lucas Pikarczyk, excuse me. I remember I had that going in the beginning.
Happens,
That's one of our inside jokes. I've always got it. My Polish ancestors would be very upset with me.
Oh.
But Lucas Pikarczyk, thanks so much for joining me on the show here tonight. Looking forward to seeing how you and the exception line break things in this weekend. But for now, I'll be back in a moment to wrap things up right here on Breaker Banter.
Strength isn't built in a single race. It's earned, mile after mile, pedal after pedal, step after step. The same endurance that drives athletes to the finish line fuels the steady hands and sharp focus required in surgery. It's about resilience, precision, and commitment, in competition and in the operating room. Because true performance means showing up with excellence, no matter the arena. Looking for your next ride? Get more at Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport. Every new Hyundai comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty on top of Hyundai's America's Best warranty and owner assurance. No one on the coast offers more, so why go anywhere else? Visit us today during the Getaway Sales event happening now just off Lorraine Road north of I-10. Official sponsor of your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
Fly in for a daiquiri that scores every time. Mile High Daiquiris is an aviation-themed daiquiri shop and the official daiquiri of the Biloxi Breakers. Open 7 days a week and offering 15 refreshing flavors, Jell-O shots, beer, and even a non-alcoholic daiquiri. They supply mobile daiquiris for weddings, birthday parties, and events. Only 4.6 miles west of the Mississippi Gulf Coast Coliseum. Grab your crew and come try the best daiquiris on the Gulf Coast where flavor takes flight. Become a frequent flyer at 1107 Cohen Road, Suite B, Gulfport.
At Superior Optical Lab, we're proud to be certified as a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and to provide quality eyewear to veterans to whom we all owe our freedom. Thank you for your service.
Recharge your body. Reset your mind. Revive your spirit. At Revive and Thrive, every detail is designed to elevate your recovery and well-being. Unwind in our serene salt therapy room and float suite. Awaken your senses with the benefits of cold water immersion. Then, step into a custom-built sauna featuring soft Himalayan salt lighting for athletes, adventurers, and anyone ready to unlock the power of recovery. Discover the difference at reviveandthrivems.com.
Coastal Prints is a brand new business on the coast specializing in screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items. Being local and with 30 plus years of experience, Coastal Prints carries all the hottest clothing brands and thousands of promotional items. Uniforms, workwear, hats, drinkware, coolers, tchotchkes, and much more. Coastal Prints will make your brand and logo stand out. Come see the new showroom on Seaway Road in Gulfport or visit coastalprints.com or call 228-COASTAL.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is where community and teamwork come together, on and off the ice. Foshi Residential is proud to support the Biloxi Breakers as they bring the heat to the rink this season. Foshi Residential manages 3 unique apartment communities along the coast, each offering modern finishes, resort-style amenities, and a location that puts coastal living right at your doorstep. Ready to find your community? Visit foshiresidential.com/Biloxi Breakers for more information.
Every new Hyundai from Matt Bowers comes with Matt's lifetime warranty included. That's in addition to Hyundai's America's Best Warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and Hyundai Owner Assurance. You get both warranties, making a new Hyundai from Matt Bowers an excellent value. Come visit us today during the Getaway Sales event at our new showroom just off Lorraine Road north of I-10 in Gulfport.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
When injury knocks you out, Bienvo Orthopedic Specialists will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Bienvo Orthopedic Specialists. We will get you back.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Hello out there, we're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores. That's a good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Where players dash and skates a flash, the home team trails behind. But they grab the puck and go bursting up and they're down across the line. They storm the crease like bumblebees. They travel like a burning flame. We see them slide the puck inside. It's a good old hockey game.
Welcome you back ahead of period 3 out of our Coastal Prince second intermission. Let's take you through the game summary up until this point. Leoracos scored the first goal, but we ran out of real estate to put it on our little graphic here. So he scored at 11:24. Well, actually, the first goal of the game, 11:07, Declan Conway, his 6th of the season. Then Leoracos gets his 6th. at the 11:24 mark. From there, Corson Green scores at 15-10. 16-11, it's Jared Christie on the power play, and then he scores 14 seconds into period 2 to make it all of a sudden a 4-1 game. Cunningham, less than 2 minutes later, makes it 5-1. The Breakers do get one back. Lucas Pikarczyk, his 6th of the season from Yevdokimov at 4:26, makes it 5-2. Rosenzweig enters for Borodkin. He faced 26 shots, stopped 21 of them, and now Rosenzweig enters. He stopped all 13 shots in his direction. Quickly breaking down the numbers for you. In the through 2 periods, 5-2's our score. Monroe, shots 39-12 in favor of the Mocs. They're 2 for 3 on the power play. The Breakers, what will really catch your attention, have not had a chance to go on the man advantage. So they, a place where they typically thrive, second in the division, they haven't had an opportunity to exercise. The penalty minutes are 25-19 in favor of the Breakers. But Pete, heading into the 3rd period, it's now or never for the Breakers, and hopefully they can keep all their heads level and not hurt themselves in the future.
Yeah, it's not the 4th of July, but boy, if we had some fireworks. And I don't think we're done with that either. It's going to be down the stretch, especially if the score remains the same. We get down the stretch here, I think we're going to have some more fisticuffs. I think it's almost inevitable, but one thing is for certain, the physical play is going to remain. You know, especially the fact that we don't have anything else to play for this weekend. This is it. You guys are going on 2 more games this weekend, right? So they're going to go all out, I'm sure, and try to get another. You got to pad that lead a little bit, getting into the 3rd period. On the other flip side, Biloxi needs to buckle down and don't do anything silly as far as putting themselves in the box, and they need to look for a power play, like you said, where it's something that they really excel in, and maybe give themselves a little more chance. 39-12 shots on goal total in favor of the Moccasins right now. That is a lot.
Yeah, the Breakers have scraped together just 6 in each the 1st and the 2nd period. I mean, single-digit shot totals in periods always catch your attention as something that needs to improve, but when they're this lopsided, it's no surprise the score is the way it is at 5-2. And when you're playing this team, I think Monroe, I think that they play so physical. Of course, I haven't gotten a chance to see a dose of Athens, who just beat Binghamton. So I would imagine they're pretty good too. They swept the Mocs last weekend, or took 5 or 6 points, however you want to look at it. But they remind me of a Florida Panthers style team. They're so skilled. They have so many guys. You mentioned it earlier, Pete. They spread the wealth so well. Their scoring depth is beyond what I think anyone would have anticipated at the beginning of the season. And they just continue to pile it on.
That's
night in and night out. And when they're playing this physical, I mean, they just had one of their leading scorers drop the gloves, and he served himself pretty well. So when you got a physical team who can score, you're going to be in for a fun season, and Monroe's done that through the earlier part.
Yeah, and it's something we looked at too. I was talking to my broadcast partner, Joseph Furtado, who is not here with us tonight, that we're a bigger team. We're big like Athens was last year. Athens was big and physical. Columbus, over the last several years, they've been big and physical. That's the Moccasins this year. They're big, they're physical, they're hungry, they're ready to take over. And I tell you what, right now, Athens, after beating Binghamton, they are the team to beat in the FPHL.
Nick Perkins was said they were going to try and win a championship last season. I bet he wishes that it was this season that he said that, because it's really starting to unfold before our very eyes.
Oh, 100%. You know, and you want to. That's what you want. You want to go out there and try to win a championship the first year. But you know what? The pieces weren't there like it was this year. Everything has fallen into place. I was actually just in the YouTube chat talking it up a little bit with the fans, and I think. I mean, we may have 1 or 2 maybe interchangeable parts coming down the line. This defense is looking really well. You look at the 12 shots on goal that they're allowing tonight. That's a defensive clog. You know, there's even like, you know, you mentioned about the Florida Panthers. The Nashville Predators used to be that center ice, neutral zone clogging team. That's kind of what our style can be from time to time.
Albrecht in the offensive zone through the circle, sends one in the middle. Fernaris got handcuffed trying to release the shot, and it comes back over to the near side. Dubé Plouffe rubbed into the wall by Brandon Lucchese. On the score sheet, it says Crowder was the one who took the penalty. Lucchese with his helmet off, he's got to go to the bench. And as he's sent off without his hat on, Breakers will change out. Fresh into the play, here comes Tim Delaney. Lucchese actually assisted the first goal to Declan Conway instead of Cole Crowder. So he's really starting to pick up the production. He's had a goal the other night. There's one! Aldiar Nerlin, welcome to the FPHL. Potts one to beat Kuhn on the glove side, and just like that, it's 5-3 in Biloxi.
Well, I tell you what, if that puck had eyes, it saw its way into that corner. There really was not much room over Sean Kuhn's glove, and it found its way into the corner in the top shelf. But what a shot. Came over the face-off circle, just kind of wheeling and dealing, was kind of looking for a pass and just let her rip. There wasn't a lot of room there. Boy, I tell you what, like a 4-inch square. You can't pick that corner any better than that. That's a tough, tough goal. Tough one to save. 5-3, Moccasins lead. Like I said, that 3-goal lead right here, you know, it's deceiving. It could change in the blink of an eye.
So here you go. The Breakers were down 7-3 a couple of weeks ago. They scored 3 unanswered on the power play in the third period and made it 7-6. Couldn't get it all the way off the comeback, but they've shown that they can do it. They've shown that they can compete. We'll see what they're going to do the rest of the way here. 18.5 minutes to play as it's sent out of the zone by Yevdokimov. Back towards Sean Kuhn. 13 shots for the Breakers, but they have 3 goals. They've been very prolific with the opportunities they've been given all season long, but never do the shot totals jump off the sheet at you.
No, but I tell you what, it's the quality, like you talked earlier, quality of shots. That was a quality shot, and all it takes is one for it to go in. And like Wayne Gretzky said, since I'm sticking with the vintage, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. He took that one and he just buried it top shelf. What a great goal.
Carter Thornton on the forecheck here. Breaking out of the zone for Nara. Stretch pass across, now into the middle. Backhand opportunity. Rosenzweig slams the door shut. Not sure if the Moccasins got everything they wanted on that, but a good give and go play and almost worked to their favor. They've done a great job all season long, Pete, is when the Breakers throw a punch, they throw 3. So stay tuned for these next couple minutes. It's when Monroe has thrived as of recent, as Lucchese gets tied up over on the far wall with a snake, and it appears to be Albrecht. Back the other way with a burst of speed. Closing in, Christie looking for the hat trick, rips it over the goal. Now on the far side, bit of a stick battle. Delaney nudges it up the wall, but not out. Sam Turner keeps it in, dangles through a man, and then sends one up and out of play. At 16:48, we get another mile-high daiquiri puck out of play, and a face-off set to come. Fisher and Leorakos have been released from their respective penalty benches. They return.
And back to the bench on both sides. And once again, as we come back here into the third period, we want to welcome in once again all of our listeners and watchers here on Moccasins TV, on YouTube, KNOE, and our listeners on the radio 103 Rocks. Welcome in, everybody, and glad you're here with us. And here we go down the stretch.
Dubé Plouffe looking to thread the needle through. Crowder tied up his man in Albrecht. Rosenzweig takes the liberty of clearing out his own crease there, shoving the Mocs leading scorer out of his line of sight. Now back up to the top it comes, held by Matthews, slings it across quickly to Corson Green, who scored the second goal for the Moccasins tonight, his first of the season. Delaney in the end wall. Crowder and Hansen, good job to get that one out. Now Nerlin, 2-on-2 the other way, jumping into the play is Hansen, calling for it with a sense of urgency. And Nerlin just got tied up, couldn't find a way to slide it back to him. Batted out of thin air by Declan Conway, his hand-eye, over 200 games played. You learn a thing or two in the Fed. Yevdokimov touched that one in to avoid the icing. Schumacher and Yevdokimov, pair of captains, collide in the end wall. Now back the other way. Here's Corey Cunningham. Scored his first of the season. He was the Moccasins' leading scorer among guys who lasted the entire year last season, but has been relatively quiet with all the new talent that's been acquired this year. Just speaks to how the Moccasins' depth, as now their top scorer is one of their bottom scorers and still contributing. Rosenzweig with another big save there in tight.
Yes, need to go back to Talk about Corey Cunningham, and he's still a highly skilled player, but it's more of a role player stuff this year. He's in every game. He's got scoring chances every night. It's one of those, I think if the puck would have bounced one way or the other, he'd have 6 or 7 goals already this season, but he's been very good off the puck, on the puck, and around the net. So, just another piece of that puzzle, the puzzle that this team is looking for to build on a championship or a potential champion for the season. And they're definitely heading in the right direction, one day at a time.
Trey Fisher right back on the ice, so nice to see that he's in good shape after his fight with Leah Rockos went a little awry. Crowder almost flipped a man over into the boards. That was Corey Cunningham who he locked up and sure knocked the wind out of just a touch. Leah Rockos heard the footsteps of Crowder coming. Now send across. Here's Carter Thornton one-on-one. Backing in on the Moccasins to his backhand with speed on goal. Oh, and it's shut off by Sean Kuhn.
Sean Kuhn fouls it from right to left and stayed with it, stuck out the big left pad and was able to stuff that scoring attempt. Beat the defender, Thornton did, and got in and got a good shot on Sean Kuhn, but great save, equal to the shot.
We're going to have another media timeout coming here in our Half Shell Oyster House third period. Carter Thornton with a chance there, almost made it 5-4, back in a splash.
Strength isn't built in a single race. It's earned, mile after mile, pedal after pedal, step after step. The same endurance that drives athletes to the finish line fuels the steady hands and sharp focus required in surgery. It's about resilience, precision, and commitment in competition and in the operating room. Because true performance means showing up with excellence, no matter the arena.
Yeah, a bit of a glass repair going on behind the end wall. They've brought out the maintenance team to take a look at that. Kevin Brown, part of the ice crew, out there as well. And yeah, we will sit tight as they try and figure out whatever's going on, literally trying to iron out the boards.
Yeah, there was a big hit. There was a big hit there before that whistle, and I think it jarred one of the stanchions loose possibly, so they're going to take a look at that and get that all lined back up, because that's a hazard.
Got to hand it to the Coast Coliseum. There's been countless knuckleballs thrown their way here tonight, beginning with the Zamboni at the beginning of the game, but they have stepped up and found a way to get the game up and running here tonight. We're happy to have you all along with us on Breakers TV and Moccasins TV. The Breakers TV on YouTube, Sportfy, and 106.3 Super Talk Mississippi. Shout out to all of our viewers tuning in from around the league. Looks like there's only one more active game, and that will be Columbus leading PD 5-2 in the third. So huge welcome to all of our fans from Athens, Bingo, Indiana, Port, Twin City, Blue Ridge, Watertown, and Danbury, who have all wrapped up their games here tonight. But Pete, a couple surprising ones. We talked about it earlier, but I mean, I think we got to talk once again about the Indiana Sentinels on the road in the Everett Thompson era, picking up their first win in franchise history by a final of 9-3. The Indiana Sentinels win it.
Well, if you're going to do it big, right? And they sure did, piling on 9 goals. That's a heck of a feat. I didn't look and see who the goal scorers were. I didn't know if they were separates. Anybody got a hat trick? But wow, 9-3 on Port Huron, Port Huron sits second right now in the Empire. That's a pretty good feel-good moment there for the Sentinels, and congratulations to them for the first franchise win.
Around the league, the winners are Binghamton, Indiana, Blue Ridge, Danbury, and likely Columbus, barring something extreme. 5-3 is our score here from inside the Coast Coliseum. Devin Dobeck, Pete Furcano along with you. Huge shout out to both ownership groups from both teams for allowing us to get going here jointly on the broadcast.
Yeah, we like to do things every once in a while. You got a punt, right? Maybe you do a little, I'll call it an audible, and I kind of brought this up on, I believe it was Monday, to our owner, Nick Perkin, and said, hey, I got an idea in the broadcast, and he loved it instantly. So we asked all the powers that be, and everybody approved as long as there'd be no glitches, and so far, so good. I don't want to knock on wood because this game ain't over yet, so. But all in all, no, it's been a pleasure so far calling it with you, and I do miss my broadcast partner, but tell you what, if I'm going to have a fill-in, you're pretty good.
I appreciate it, Pete. Thank you very much. Happy to be along with our Moccasins fans and, of course, the hometown Breakers fans tuning in on the stream here.
It's my third broadcast partner this year so far. I don't know, am I wearing everybody out or what? I had Brian Flores. Okay, yeah, I forgot. I just got smacked by our producer, Troy Savannah. And Troy stepped in for 8 seconds on Sunday, and
hey,
he did a great job.
Bit counts.
Yeah. So that's what, 3 or 4 this year. That's pretty good. I'm doing good.
They're continuing.
Like 5-3 right now, Monroe Moccasins. All right, back to you, Devin.
All right, there he is. Troy Savannah checks in.
I didn't know this was going to be a 3-man team. I love it.
As they continue to figure out what's going on down by the stanchion there.
Well, this has been a game, boy. I tell you, with all the timeout stoppages, now it looks like they're playing with the Zamboni door. Oh, they're getting a new stanchion is what they're doing. That other one went awry. Wow. Yeah, I tell you what, that was a big hit then. If it may have bent the stanchion to where the glass is not sitting in there properly, and you can't have that because it's going to fall out at some point, cause an injury. So they're doing right by getting another stanchion out there to connect the glass again and getting us a chance to have a moment with our thoughts up here.
Let's take a look. I'll run through the Empire Division standings coming into the weekend. I have both divisional standings that are hiding from me right now. But it's been a fun one thus far, Pete. 5-3, the Breakers with the last 2. Moccasins got 5 straight. Reminds me a little bit of the game a couple weeks ago when the Breakers struck first. Moccasins went on a run and the Breakers climbed into it. It just seems like Monroe's such a resilient team. Whenever something bad happens, they make a couple positives out of it.
Yeah, they answer pretty quickly, and when there's something happens, a goal, they come right back. But you know, you gotta wonder here with this lengthy timeout, how is that going to do with momentum on both sides? I haven't really talked about any momentum tonight. It's in my buzzword, I think, this season. But no, I think both teams are cooling off a little bit here, and we're going to see how the action heats back up, or if it doesn't. After this long delay, we're probably sitting on about 10 minutes already. But yeah, it's 10 o'clock. It's way past my bedtime at this point.
10 o'clock local time.
But yeah, they're fixing that stanchion and making it safe, because that's player safety is number one. Don't care what league you're in. Got to make sure that's good. So and if you're listening on the radio tonight on 103 Rocks, we got this stanchion is just behind Sean Kuhn's right, just before the boards bend around to the corner. So there's going to be a lot of bodies hitting that from the rest of the game. So that's our holdup at the moment.
We'll walk you through the standings verbally. Athens improves to 9-0. They've got 26 points. They sit 10 atop the next closest team. That's the PD Ice Cats, who are going to fall to 5-3-1, barring something wild in Columbus. So they're in second. Monroe with a win here tonight would leapfrog the Ice Cats and jump into second place in the Continental Division. Columbus with a win will hold their spot in 4th place. They'll have 14 points. Then the Breakers are behind them with 8 points. The Twin City Thunderbirds came off a loss tonight. That helped the Biloxi fans, as they'll reside at 6 points, and then Baton Rouge with 4 points sits at the bottom. In the Empire, Binghamton 9-2 for 26 points. Behind them, Port Huron, 7-4 for 21 points. Blue Ridge is tied for third with the Danbury Hat-Tricks at 15 points. 5-4-0 is their record. The Hat-Tricks are 5-5-1. Topeka behind them at 5-3. Watertown in 6th place at 3-6-2, and then Indiana picks up their first win tonight. They've got 4 points, but still at the bottom in the Empire. Making some major repairs here on the glass. And it looks like now everybody's starting to depart, and we might get back to some hockey here.
All right, and what else could go wrong tonight on the ice tonight, Devin?
We shall see. When you're in the FPHL, you see something new every night.
You also want to give a shout out to our fans watching on the Monroe side over at Tailgaters. Thank you guys for watching and supporting, and I'm definitely going to try them out when we come up next week. Got to give them a shot. You know, I like trying new places, seeing new sponsors or sponsors of certain things we have over there. And somebody said you give the Nerd Herd a hey, so hey.
There you go. Another Peteism.
Peteism. Well, that one wasn't
Not
mine.
quite,
so
but.
Yeah. You know, I'm checking our YouTube chat here, and a young fan, I guess, named Joseph Furtado asked. He said he had a question for me. However, I don't see his question, so I guess I'll wait for it to come through. It's I don't know where he went.
Well, Joe, welcome into the broadcast. I assume you're joining us from the reception somewhere. Probably got your feet up on the table.
Or he's at a table.
$2,000 or $3,000 suits of yours, and happy to have you along with us for the Breakers and the Moccasins. 5-3 our score. Monroe leads it, and a bit of a delay here as they continue to poke around with something at the stanchion over on the glass.
I'd like to point out, though, on the ice, the Moccasins are kneeling, a bunch of the guys kind of together in unison right at the blue line, which is good. They're staying focused. They're staying in the game. I'm really interested to see how this energy is going to be. I mean, everybody's getting a good breather, but the goaltenders are going to get a little cold and a little stiff as well.
Yeah, that's certainly something that's a factor that I think often goes overlooked in delays like this, is the goaltenders getting a little hung out to dry, iced a little bit. And then as far as the physicality and where the tensions have been throughout this hockey game, you think that a delay would make everybody calm down a little bit. I know you said we might see some more fights in this game, Pete, but I'm not so sure we will, just because, well, you never know. I think we'll have a couple after the whistle altercations, but as far as a formal fight would go, I think it would have to take a lot, because in the late stages of the game, we'll see. But the physicality tends to die down a little bit, and definitely the fights, because you want to stay on the ice if you're the Breakers and find a way to climb back and tie it. And if you're Monroe, it's staying disciplined and trying to draw some penalties so you can add to your lead. So we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, point taken on that, too. And, you know, the score is a little closer than it was a minute ago at 5-3. Not the time or the place, I don't think, for anything.
Two-goal game is not a game to mail.
No,
a three-goal game, you get under 10 minutes, you start to think, all right, we're running out of time here. But a two-goal game with just about 15 minutes to go, I mean, both teams, it's still anybody's game, although Monroe has dominated through the first 45 or so minutes.
Yeah, you're right. It's anybody's game, and I think we're both going to have a seat here and enjoy the timeout and kind of spitball for a minute. I'm got my head involved in the YouTube chat and looking around and see what everybody's got. And we've got, look, as I noticed right now, we have over 480 watchers right now on our stream. I'm not sure how many are watching on KNOE and how many are listening. How many are watching in your stream? Do you have a number for me?
Let's take a peek. Hopefully most of them are in the Coliseum. We've got 130 on our YouTube currently watching. Sport feed, there's another crowd there as well, but I don't have a number on that.
And like I said earlier, you guys got a really nice turnout tonight. I'm really anxious to see what the, or eager to see rather what the attendance is. If I had to guess, I bet you guys are close to right around the 3,000 mark.
There's been an average of around 1,800 fans at each game. There was 1,800 at the home opener, which was on Halloween. Then Saturday night they had 21, and then last weekend in the one game against Baton Rouge there was just under 1,700. Tonight, my estimate, Pete, I'm going to undercut you a little bit. I'm going to say around maybe 2,000. But we shall see what the official attendance. But based on what I've seen from the previous couple games, I think we're probably right around that average mark.
Yeah, it's good. And like I said earlier, it's what fans can't see at home is everybody down along the non-camera, the hard camera side, right? So our side, looking straight down behind the penalty box, that whole area is full. So, yeah, really nice crowd, and it's good to see so many fans.
I gotta jump in. For those of you watching our broadcast and saying, "Oh wow, it looks pretty bare," I don't know what those guys are talking about, but it's a 9,000 person arena, and you put 2,000 in it, that's what you're gonna get. It's all the lower bowl that's scattered all around the ice, but a good crowd. They have been vocal when the time's right.
The deer. Oh dear. Fear the deer. Oh, you're the Bayou Deer from the Dashers. Oh, that's funny. Somebody was going old school.
Wow.
Are they really Bayou Deer? Oh, you never know what we're going to say. All right, so actually the official attendance, we're both completely off. And I disagree with this number, but it's showing 1835.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm not buying that, truthfully.
Where'd you get that little cheat sheet? You got to get me one of those.
Look, sometimes it works when you hit the game sheet button. Sometimes it don't. I lucked out on that one.
Yeah, 18. I think I had it around 2,000. I think that 18 makes sense. And hopefully that number continues to climb. Of course, Breaker Wins will be the driving force to make sure it does. Tonight there will be a Veterans Day jersey auction following the affair. The game-worn jerseys the Breakers are currently in will be auctioned off. So a chance to take home your favorite player if you're in the house. A couple people are listening to the stream in the house. I know we've got some diehards that put me in one ear and watch the game through the other. So shout out to all of our viewers in the arena listening in. Happy to have you along with us as well.
You know, here's the thing. You know, we have a bunch of Moccasin fans here tonight, and if they're listening on the radio or they got their earpiece in, go ahead and wave up here at the broadcast booth because I know where you guys are sitting. They said they'd have you in their ear tonight, so let's see if if it rings true.
Probably a slight delay.
It is, so I'm waiting about 20 seconds.
So we shall see. And they might have also just forfeited the filibuster, and they're waiting for the action to resume before they click play on us again.
I would have hit the snack bar before they closed.
Yeah, it's about that time where it does begin to close, I believe. Snack sounds nice, but it's a bit of a voyage down to the concourse from high above the ice here.
Well, I got to give it to your DJ. You guys got some really good music selection here, at least. I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, Kyle Curley, he's been the DJ here at the Coast Coliseum for hockey for a few seasons now, and he's really stepped up, and everything we've asked of him, he's delivered and more. So Kyle, thank you so much. He's also, while DJing, producing the radio broadcast on 106.3 Super Talk Mississippi. So he's a five-tool guy, and Kyle Curley, a team player, he's stepping up to help us. We sincerely couldn't do it without him, so huge shout out to Kyle. We'll take a quick break while we have a few extra moments here to figure out what's going on, and we'll be back in a splash right here on Breakers TV. Fly in for a daiquiri that scores every time. Mile High Daiquiris is an aviation-themed daiquiri shop and the official daiquiri of the Biloxi Breakers. Open 7 days a week and offering 15 refreshing flavors, Jell-O shots, beer, and even a non-alcoholic daiquiri. They supply mobile daiquiris for weddings, birthday parties, and events. Only 4.6 miles west of the Mississippi Gulf Coast Coliseum. Grab your crew and come try the best daiquiris on the Gulf Coast where flavor takes flight. Become a frequent flyer at 1107 Cohen Road, Suite B, Gulfport.
When you think Nissan, think Matt Bowers Nissan d'Iberville, where every new Nissan comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty included. And to keep your new Nissan running well, there's never an appointment needed for express service in our service department. Just stop by for routine maintenance like oil changes, brakes, tires, and batteries. Matt Bowers Nissan is proud to call the coast our home and is proud to sponsor your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart. Buy local. Matt Bowers Nissan, South Mississippi, d'Iberville.
And we welcome you back, still in the midst of our delay here, but just got a chance to show you our new intro video that we didn't get to after a quick little issue in our pregame. But a huge shout out to YSE Media and Thoroughbred Visual Entity. You can follow them at YSE MEDIA-TVE. That's YSEMEDIA-TVE. That's Jay, who has produced our video, and a huge shout out to him and his company for everything they've helped us out with, and came in, did the media day with the guys, and he's starting to put together some great content for us, and it will continue to improve throughout the season. So a huge shout out to his studio for making it happen. As the teams continue to try and stay loose. You see a breaker over down in front of the bench on his back, stretching it out.
And that's something too. Well, I told you about being cold. It's you stiffen up. You got to start stretching, skating, moving, and this is really going to be an interesting finish to this one. They're working hard on it. They can't be too far off getting this complete, but looks like you need a hardware store as one of your sponsors now. The last time we were here, remember the door kept blowing open over there next to the players' bench. That was another tricky one, and that we were getting that problem last year in Monroe. Luckily this year we have a new board system. So the board system we have now was the old one from the Minnesota Wild. So all NHL specs is actually, if we really wanted to, we could do I believe Troy, you can attest to this. It's hooked up. It's got the hardware or software for the to do the video lighting, like the boards, the new boards we got from Minnesota. Yeah. So we could do NHL style quality on that. That's way above my pay grade. But we change it now. The Zamboni doors are dead center, so there's no more player doors coming in on the right side. Everybody comes into one big set of doors. So that's a big improvement on the at the Civic Center too. So here we are watching the crew still tinker away.
If you're just joining us from another game outside the FPHL, we're currently in the midst of a delay due to something with a stanchion down on the end wall on the far side. So as they continue to repair and replace that, we sit tight.
Sitting over here behind the goalie with some of our good friends from the box. What's your name?
Now the Breakers begin to return to the bench. We'll see if we're going to get going here or if they're just running out of places to pace around. See some of them doing laps down in their defensive zone. Trying to stay in it throughout a long delay cannot be easy though, Pete. As someone who was a goaltender, what kind of impact will this delay have? We've talked about the fatigue and getting cold, but hearing from someone who's played themselves, how does it impact the game?
Groin, hamstring, and your back. Those are the three that are going to stiffen up on you. You got to keep stretching, because staying loose is going to be killer, especially with the way goaltending is now. It's all lower body. There's no, back when I played, it was stand-up goaltenders, and butterfly, there was no in between. I mean, yeah, you kind of had your Dominic Hash floppers here and there, but yeah, the way the play is now with the RVH, where goalies are going down on knees, sliding from post to post and staying down for an amount of time. Yeah, hamstring, groins, your knees, your back. So those are things you want to keep loose. I know Sean Kuhn keeps going back and forth, kind of patrolling the crease area and keeping himself moving. And also, it's the mental portion too. Trying to stay mentally engaged, and right now at this point you're almost, I'd be listening to the music, I'd be singing along, thinking about, man, I might grab something to eat after the game, what am I doing tomorrow? Oh, we got a game tomorrow. That's my ADD brain going in, but yeah, it'd wander, and you got to wonder where it's going to go. Hey, maybe we can answer questions on our YouTube streams. That might be interesting.
Yeah, if you've got any, fire away. What did Joe end up having to say? Did we?
He just ducked in like Homer Simpson into the bush.
Ah. Well, if there are any questions, dance off.
Somebody says for entertainment during this delay, we need Devin and Pete to go out on the ice and square up.
I'm in.
Well, I mean.
Oh, wait, on the ice?
Yeah.
I thought we were doing a dance-off in the booth. I don't want to fight Pete.
No, we're not doing that. But another one says drop the gloves, Pete. No, we actually like each other, so we're not going to be doing that.
That would be a good headline. Broadcasters square off in press box.
Yeah.
PHL game.
Well, that would be one of the most fed things ever, right? I mean, that would
then we would begin the job hunt together.
Would we get suspended for that?
I think we would probably be looking for new places of employment if we fought each other in the press box.
I might get a jersey.
Hey, if up there? Yeah. Can you imagine? No, Pete and I, ever since I entered the league, he's been very good to me, and there's no hostility between us. The broadcasters have a pretty good fraternity around the league, I would say. Like, there's a pretty good camaraderie amongst everybody throughout the league, and yeah, there's not a whole lot of hostility. Of course, the players are always joking with me, like, you're gonna square up with their broadcaster when you head down? It's like, no, like, That would be pretty entertaining, I'm sure, for a lot of people, but I'm not sure about you, Pete. I haven't taken a punch in a few years to the face. It's been a while since I've been out of athletics. So.
I mean, I haven't thrown any in a while, but I'm not opposed. But, you know, somebody said that they would bail me out, that chirping guy. I appreciate that. It must go with my pay grade. I appreciate you. But, no, this is a lot of fun. And like you said earlier, we want to thank, you know, both of our camps here for allowing us to do this tonight. You know, it's not something I think that happens on a regular basis, but working together like this is essential. I mean, I know, you know, talked to some of the other players and people with our organization, and, you know, and even with you guys, you know, we're rivals, us and Baton Rouge and you, but, you know, ultimately we all need each other here in the Gulf South to help hockey keep building. You know, we're really striving hard in New Orleans area for putting an NHL team franchise there, and I tell you what, there was just a huge, on Fox 8, there was a huge, so they filmed it about, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, with the New Orleans hockey group here, and then they had some video feed. They did some stuff, I think, they possibly did stuff with the LSU and Tulane scrimmage, but it showcased how hockey is building in New Orleans. And even just before the season started, it was about a week before the season started, we had an event at Port Orleans Brewing in New Orleans, and Jeremy Roenick, one of our owners investors, was there, NHL and USA Hockey Hall of Famer, and we packed the place. They were pretty much almost turning people away, and that shows you how many people just in New Orleans alone, you know, not even so much in this region, are so interested in hockey. So it's oh, I hear some fans cheering, but like I said, we all need each other to keep this thing going, and hopefully we're all together still for years to come. And that was a 30-minute delay, sponsored by the Stanchion boys down there at ice level.
So here we go. Who's going to come out with the edge? Who was able to stay warm throughout that delay? That's going to be what the question becomes here. Breakers and Moccasins.
I might start stretching.
It's a 2-goal margin between these two as Henry tried to center one that was quickly taken away by Sam Turner over on the far side. Here comes Monroe entering into the zone. Christie has his pocket pick. Henry comes about the loose puck and tries to backhand one in the direction of Pikarczyk. Intercepted. Crowder can't enter the zone. Needed Yevdokimov to touch up. He wraps it around the wall. Yevdokimov down low on the forecheck. Coming in to pick that one off is Pikarczyk, but couldn't get it all the way to the point for Crowder. Now here come the Moccasins, even numbers back the other way. Rasmus Asp off the wall. Low angle shot on Rosenzweig. He steers it aside. He stopped all 18 shots that have come his way. Nerlin forces a turnover down low. Eventually it's recovered and sent back over to the near side. Breakers in the midst of a change. Here comes Monroe. Albrecht over to the far side. Dubé-Plouffe tried to bat it out of midair into the goal. Lucchese cuts off Dubé-Plouffe. It comes out to the blue line. Shot comes in, and this one high and off the window. Out to the point. Matthews, quick pass to Green. Into the middle. Touch pass to Matthews. Shot comes in. Rosenzweig makes a save there. Lucchese awkwardly goes into the boards looking to lay a hit. Got off balance, and Dubé-Plouffe flips that one way up and into the netting. There will be another whistle here with 13:16 to go in our third period.
Well, back to where we started from, Rosenzweig's getting some pucks into him fast and furious. The vulcanized rubber is flying. Bunch of shots on goal. He's able to steer that one clear, get it over the glass, and get his troops a little chance to reset here. A face-off to the far circle to his left. The Moccasins look like they picked up kind of where they left off.
Shots are 44-14 in favor of Monroe. They lead by 30 in that department. And the Breakers, the home scoring off-ice officials, you can't really make any excuses there. Those totals are probably relatively accurate. As in the middle, Nerlin tries a quick shot. He was off balance and he sails it over the net. Conway from a low angle throws it off the apron of the cage. Hansen is wedged into the dasher. Nerlin, or rather Crowder's shot goes up and off the window, and we'll have another face-off coming. Not sure if he's in here, but Dave Smolnacki, if you're in here, the league admin for the FPHL, I'm sure he's counting the minutes till this game ends so I can get him my article for FPHL Ice Chips. If you're not subscribed to FPHL Ice Chips, go onto the Federal Hockey site And find the Ice Chips emblem. You can subscribe there and get articles after every FPHL game delivered right to your email. But Dave, bear with us. I'll get it to you as soon as I can if you're on the stream. Crowder and Gerstein collide down in the corner. Crowder wins a puck battle. But coming in to flank him is Cunningham. And Delaney comes to help Crowder finish the task. Delaney motoring through center ice, will dump it on in, expecting Davidson to chase. Infantino couldn't dig it off the wall and now back the other way. Fisher harassing a couple Moccasins as this one is tipped up and over the glass once again. Stoppages just continue. 12:18 to go here. Another Mile High Daiquiri puck out of play.
That was an interesting puck that shot over the glass too. It was just a weird bounce off the, you can tell if they hit the side of the net or Rosenzweig the heel of the stick, but over it went again for another face-off to his right. Face-off in the breaker zone.
Won by the Moccasins. Asp leaves it for Austin Albrecht. Fernaris sweeps it around the wall. You have Dokimov, the first one there. He bangs it out. Pikarczyk trying to spring into a 2-on-1 with Henry. But an aggressive play from Asp negates the opportunity. Now at the blue line, Pikarczyk trying to get a handle on it. You have Dokimov got bumped at center ice. Fisher feeds it back to Pikarczyk, who banks it off the wall and out. Over on the near side. Albrecht. And it's sent back on in by Fernaris. 11:40 to go here in the third period. 5-3 Monroe leads it. Pikarczyk over to the far side for Yevdokimov. Just out of his bandwidth, and it comes back over to Monroe. End-to-end we go. One-on-one, Lucchese with a good effort. Breaks up that from Christie, who's on hat-trick watch. And Lucchese gets locked up on the far side, back up to his feet, takes it away from Albrecht. Into the middle. Fisher tried to force it out. Turnover, and Rosenzweig has to make another tough save on a shot that surprised him. Another one comes in just over the glove of Rosenzweig. He did try and grab it out of the air. And now Pikarczyk on over for Yevdokimov. He creates some space for himself, but has no help as the breaker's in the midst of a change. Yevdokimov will go out for one himself. Is closing in. Here's a backhand opportunity for Christie. And Rosenzweig once again has been superb tonight. 20 saves and no goals allowed since he's entered.
And Rosenzweig's been on fire ever since he was put in, and he definitely stopped the leaky dam from spreading any further. Still 5-3 here, almost at the halfway mark of the third period. 46, 14 shots on goal total in favor of the Moccasins, and another face-off to the left of Rosenzweig after covering that one up and keeping out of net. He's really been acrobatic from the jump, getting back in here in relief.
Conway faked himself out. Belant wins that battle. Off the skate of Lucchese, it's sent into the offensive zone for the Breakers. Immediately rejected right back on out. Liarakos backhand stretch pass across. There's a quick move in tight by Christie. Lucchese got his stick locked in there. Looked like Christie might have grabbed it on the way down. Surprised we didn't see a call from the official there.
Yeah, it looked like he was looking right at it. The official, he was over near the Biloxi bench, and no call.
Referee's jurisdiction tonight has been pretty superb. We've only had 3 power play opportunities. All of them have come to Monroe. The Breakers, the number 2 power play unit in the FPHL. Nerlin hooking Christie, then again. Or there again, excuse me. Infantino. Quick pass across to Conway, trying to jump back into the play. Infantino trailing behind him, can't fight it back on. Kept in just barely by Thornton. Bondi chips it back down low. Thornton with it, back across, looking for Declan Conway. Goes down to a knee, able to force it to Thornton, who shoots. Rebound in front, digging at it was Dylan Infantino, still searching for his first goal of the game. He's in a little bit of pain out there. Or maybe lost his mitten, one or the other. No, he's in some pain. He's going to head back to the bench. Keep an eye on the Breakers' assistant captain there.
Yeah, he sure looked like he was in discomfort. It looked like his left hand, he's shaking it.
He tried to put the glove back on and go, but he's visibly in some pain. Davidson hits the brakes, enters across the zone. Henry stays onside, gets the feed, backhander, goes up and over the goal. Closing in on the 9-minute mark here, period 3. Thornton uses his body to free the puck back into the neutral zone. Fisher, why not? from the red line. Shots are 46-14 in favor of Monroe. Closing in on that 50 total. Dubé-Plouffe into the middle. Tied up with the stick of Pikarczyk that time was Albrecht. Pikarczyk using his body to run him into the wall. Rosenzweig there to make another tough pad save. He's been stellar tonight, Pete.
Huge rebound and made it all the way to the blue line of the Moccasins. What? It's like his pants were full of air.
Asp dancing his way in, and Rosenzweig another big pad save. Asp, great individual effort to create that opportunity, but Rosenzweig has been sharp. Caden Henry carrying the puck behind the goal, tries to go to the back post. Pikarczyk couldn't find it on his backhand in front to get on goal. Lucchese hopping into the play. Henry fakes the dish to him and then has it knocked out by Albrecht. That looked like if the Breakers could have controlled the zone, they might have been able to set something up there. 7:50 to go here in the third period. Time dwindling for the Breakers. Got to make it happen now or never. At the blue line, just getting onside was Nerlin. Conway, back over to Nerlin on the far side. Finds Hansen. Hansen hits the brakes, looking to center one on the backhand. Found the tape of Conway, but just the wrong-handedness and couldn't get a good shot away. 7:25 remains. Bondi locks up his man and Christie. Pass is broken up down low. In front, they scored. It's a turnover for Curtis Hansen. And looks like some barking over at Rosenzweig, getting under the skin. Is it Jared Christie again?
It very well might have been. It's tough to say, but I think it was Christie. And if that's the case, 3 games in a row with a hat trick. The Moccasins. We'll go ahead and take a look at this replay. It's always tough to see with the black jerseys. However,
yeah,
I believe it was, and it just found its way in the back of the net.
If you're wondering why we're not spotting goal scorers, it's because the black numbers on black uniforms from the highest press box in the FPHL is a little difficult, and when there's 4 other guys surrounding him in a pig pile after the goal, our job gets even a little more interesting. So bear with us. Here Monroe has some sweet jerseys coming in.
Yeah, they do. The jerseys, I believe, are here. If not, they're going to be for next weekend, maybe, hopefully. But officially, Christie from Gerstein. So, yes, another hat trick for the Moccasins. And, boy, Christie's really had an impact coming over since last weekend.
5 goals in his first 3 games as a Moccasin. Wow, what a signing that was. Davidson across to Carter Thornton, hits the brakes, now looking to center one for Davidson. He had beat the defender, but the pass was a little behind. Out of sync that time, the 2 line mates in Thornton and Davidson trying to get acquainted with one another. Thornton with a good hit over in the corner. And then the top of the stick of a Moccasin caught Thornton in the face, and now we're gonna get a whistle, and
yeah, he looks like
maybe a high stick. Yeah, Thornton, referee's checking if he's leaking as he's going to head right off to the penalty bench. It's a 3-goal game, but a double minor penalty could make things a little bit interesting against the number 2 power play in the division, who we've yet to see tonight.
Yeah, it definitely could, so we're going to see what happens there, but
looks like another repair going on at the glass over in the corner by Carter Thornton. So we're going to take another media timeout. We'll be back in a splash. 6-3, Monroe leads it in Biloxi.
Every new Hyundai from Matt Bowers comes with Matt's lifetime warranty included. That's in addition to Hyundai's America's Best Warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and Hyundai Owner Assurance. You get both warranties, making a new Hyundai from Matt Bowers an excellent value. Come visit us today during the Getaway Sales event at our new showroom just off Lorraine Road north of I-10 in Gulfport.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
penalty. Carter Thornton was helped to the locker room for some repairs, but no penalty upcoming against the Monroe Moccasins. So we will play on 5-on-5 hockey. Welcome back to Breakers TV. Devin Dobak, Pete Fricano along with you. Luke Casey. Pass across to Cole Crowder. Crowder stretching it out into the middle for Yevdokimov. He reels it in. Finding Aldine Nerland. On over to Caden Henry. Henry darts through a couple defenders, but lost control of the puck. Back out to the point. Crowder through traffic, forcing it to Yevdokimov. He was hindered by a Moccasin in between the circles. And now Henry finds its way back on over to Yevdokimov. Looked like Nerland was definitely offside there. Breakers get away with it, but no harm, no foul. Dubé Plouffe down low. Slides it into the middle now. A good chance for Albrecht. He's been everywhere tonight.
Yeah, Rosenzweig is twisting everywhere, but Lewis, it looked like a little earlier he made a stop. He was flexing his knee when the play went down the other way into the moccasin zone. I was kind of wondering if maybe he tweaked something, or maybe, like I said earlier, keeping yourself loose on that lower body is always a concern.
Hansen down low in the corner, using his body to shield the puck. Sends it back in the direction of Conway, but that one broken up. Down low again, here's Declan Conway, picked up his 6th goal of the season here tonight. Wedged into the wall. Another breaker goes down hard. Again, the Breakers have not had a power play opportunity here tonight. Moccasins have had 3 of their own. They're 2 for 3. So that's the difference right now. 2 power play goals. And among the shot totals being rather lopsided. I'm not going to say that you know, this game has been even keeled for both sides by any means. Moccasins have dominated it, but Breakers have had the quality opportunities, and if they had a couple chances a man up, I think the score could be a little more interesting.
Yeah, I mean, those and the scoring opportunities, like you said, they have been absolute quality chances on every one of them. They haven't been anything sloppy or, you know, lackadaisical. So, man, they really are still in it. I know there's only 4:17 left to go here in the third, but this game is still questionable.
And credit to Rich Perrant for keeping his group disciplined in a game like this. Davidson's shot is gobbled up that time by Sean Kuhn, and at 4:05, I believe we will have another media timeout, and we will, our final one in regulation. We will take it and be back in a few moments right here on Breakers TV.
When injury knocks you out, Bienvo Orthopedic Specialists will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Bienville Orthopedic Specialists. We will get you back.
We're back. 6-3 is our score. 4 minutes and 5 seconds to go in regulation time. Breakers Moccasins matchup 4-12. The arena has started to clear out a little bit amidst the delays, but we had a good crowd here tonight, just under 2,000, and continuing to climb. So shout out to everybody that came in tonight. Maybe you're listening on the car ride home to see if there's going to be anything that you're going to be busting down the door and wishing you didn't leave. I know that my dad used to do that when we'd go to whatever game. As soon as it got a little bad, he'd be like, all right, we're rolling. Not necessarily, it would be late in the game. It's Crowder with a nice hit at the blue line there on Gerstein. Gerstein will wander his way back to the bench. You have Yevdokimov in across the blue line. Around Kyler Matthews. Yevdokimov goes down hard. A centering pass for Caden Henry. Early whistle, the puck was not covered. Chaos ensuing, but just back to the point. You know, I'd go to a lot of college basketball games growing up. At my now alma mater at UMass, talk about full circle, but you know, there'd be about 5 minutes left. It'd be a 10-point game. All right, we're going. We listen on the car ride home, and once in a while, about 1 in every 10 to 20 times, be like, Dad, I can't believe we left. But more often than not, it would be a loss. So you play the odds if you're a fan and trying to beat the traffic, especially in a massive parking lot like it is here.
You know, back about 7 years ago or so, the Saints had a home game. My brother was actually in town. We went, and they played at the time the Washington Redskins. That's what they were, and we were down by quite a bit. And I said, let's get the heck out of here. And wouldn't you know it, we got about 3 blocks from the house, and the Saints tied it up, and then wound up winning it in overtime. So, yeah, you never know.
Conway hard around the wall on the shot attempt. Bondi flips it back on in, settled behind the goal and centered, but deflected by the Moccasin back check. Pikarczyk down into the corner for Curtis Hansen. Conway coming around to help. He gets locked up with a guy in black, and now down in the corner once again. Moccasins create another turnover. Inside 3 minutes to go here. Albrecht wheeling through the logo at center. Drops it off to Dubé Plouffe, darting towards the middle, tried to go high and tight. Rosenzweig had the post, but there was certainly some daylight.
Yeah, he was looking for that top corner. It was really close too, but it hit the post and rang its way out. No avail there, and Rosenzweig still playing so well in that right now for the Breakers.
Across the line, Albrecht stays on side with Asp. That might be one that they want to review depending how this goes. Breakers will get it right back and take it out. No review necessary. Carter Thornton slowing things down, tries a shot from a low angle outside the circle, and that one just off. Fisher stepping inside the blue line in between a pair of Moccasins, ties it up, waits for help. Thornton provides it. As Davidson joins the play as well. Scrum on the near wall. And nobody can find a way to jar the puck free. Thornton eventually sends it to space over in the far corner. Lucchese drops it on back for Carter Thornton. Thornton wheeling behind the goal through Gretzky's office. Tried the Michigan for a moment and just lost it on the way up. But you saw him try and cue it up.
Yeah, it was really close too. You almost got in the webbing, and now we're going to have a little tangle up in the corner. And
they're going to get Davidson for this.
Yeah, he got up and said.
I don't know. He had no stick and was just throwing him into the wall. And they're going to get the retaliation.
You know, as we wind down too, something else I was just giving a message to the other team Joseph and I call for, the NA3HL's Bayou State Rougarou, the junior team. A lot of the boys are watching tonight, and hey, you know, we'll see you guys next week and keep it up. And I think next week's going to have a really good 3-game series against Atlanta coming into town. So we got a full slate, 6 games to call for me next weekend. And Joseph, boy, it's gonna
You'll be running around, safe to say.
Yeah, you too, you're gonna be busy.
Oh yeah, it'll be a busy couple weeks for me, but it always is. And you sign up for it and you enjoy it and you love it. That's why we're standing here today, and in the final moment of what's turned out to be an affair that's gone close to 4 hours.
Yeah, it's
with all the delays included. 2-minute roughing penalty assessed to Davidson, and the Breakers go shorthanded once again. They are 1 for 3 on the kill tonight. Flip side of that, the Moccasins 2 for 3 on the power play. Ballant atop the circle. Fisher next to him. He switches places with Leorakos. Heads back up towards the top. Now Turner back over for Leorakos, who gets one on goal, and Rosenzweig makes the save into our final minute of regulation time. Shots are now over 50 for the Moccasins, 51-16.
They pass over from Turner to Leorakos, and he did not miss. He got all that one right into the chest of Josh Rosenzweig, who holds on for another face-off. Far circle to his left. Good save. He saw that one all the way too. He took up a good part of the net. He was at the top of his crease too. Good angle play.
Quick shot closing in, and a glove save made by Rosenzweig. Got just enough of it to take one away from Andrew Ballant. 45 seconds to go. As the puck escapes back into the neutral zone. Monroe will have to reset. It's a Raven and Rose tattoo penalty kill on Breakers TV. Wheeling through the middle, here's Stefanini. He's a special teams weapon. Mentioned earlier, scored that shorthanded goal against the Breakers a couple weeks ago. Around the wall it goes. 22 seconds to go. Delaney run into the wall hard by Frank Schumacher, and Delaney's in some pain. Got hit up high, and once again he's leaking as he heads off. No call from the officials. as over towards the glove side. That one goes by. 2 seconds and 1, and that will do it. The Moccasins take matchup 4 out of 12 with the Biloxi Breakers as they have the previous 3.
Let's hear it for your Breakers.
What a game it was, Pete. 6-3 the final. Everybody who stayed out, we appreciate all of their support. Breakers will be on the road for a little bit the next 3 games, but Pete, your initial thoughts after tonight's action?
Boy, this one had everything from repairs to Zamboni issues to fights to scrums, goals, shots on goal, you name it, we had it. Boy, I tell you, yeah, the tale of 2 teams for sure tonight, but the Moccasins avenged last week's losses, and they did rebound like I would hope they were going to, and I expected them to. And the Biloxi still put on a great fight. I mean, there's definitely no short of talent on this team. No short of time on no short of talent on this team at all.
Well, yeah, just a tough one, Pete. Well, for the Breakers. For you, on the flip side, my post-game show, it's obviously a little more exciting when the Breakers win, but here we are on our joint post-game show. The shots on goal totals were so tilted, 52-16. If you're the Breakers, I mean, that's tough with that kind of volume to be able to compete against a team who's so physical. Breakers also, I think that one of the biggest determining factors in this game was they did not have a single power play opportunity. That's the first time this season that's happened. They have the number 2 unit in the Continental Division. They didn't get to showcase what they can do here tonight. Moccasins got 4 of their own, and you know, it was just one of those nights for the Breakers where you got to shake it and find a way to game plan for these guys better when you see them in a couple weeks. In that matinee edition, maybe, you know, it's a different time. Breakers can come in, find the edge, but they're going to be playing back-to-back games before it. Monroe is definitely going to be a thorn in their side. They've proven to be their kryptonite. Now, 4 of their 5 losses have come against these Monroe Moccasins, so that means they've won 3 of the other 4 games they've played. Of course, that's the flip side. Their only other loss to the Topeka Scarecrows, but yeah, it will have to take some time. Charlie Penns is the guy who's tasked with rebuilding this organization from the ground up pretty much, well, throughout the transition, and he's going to have to definitely make some changes and hopefully bolster that blue line in the defensive unit, but that's kind of my initial takeaways from this game. You got to find a way to get better defensively, and you can't rely all on your goaltenders. Yeah, and like you said, not having the power play for you for the Breakers was crucial. I mean, that's their bread and butter so far this year. They've been so good on the power play, but they did not get a chance to showcase it or even attempt to get any power play goals or any of that nature. So, yeah, to eliminate that, and you look at the shots on goal total, like you said, 52-16 final in favor of the Moccasins. That's a lot of shots on goal on the goaltenders, and it's something too you got to watch. High shots on goal qualities, it tires your goaltenders out. I flash back to Baton Rouge several years ago when I was over there, and our goaltenders were facing 60, sometimes 70 shots a night. That's 2 games of playing in one night. So, yeah, I mean, it's. This is a good Biloxi squad. You got good coaching. It's like you said, they're rebuilding, and and that isn't done overnight. However, it's a good point that they've lost only against Baton Rouge and the one Topeka game, but now you go on to Columbus this weekend, and Columbus went and lost tonight. So, actually, no, I apologize. Columbus actually won tonight. They beat Petey, which puts Monroe in second, sole possession of second place tonight. So, a lot of playing implications as far as the standings tonight. You guys are in for a tough one. Yeah, the Columbus Civic Center is going to be rocking. I think it was a sellout there tonight against the Ice Cats. And the Ice Cats are a good team, but when you're coming into a rabid, sold-out barn, it is tough to find a way to match that energy with some of your own from within. And so we shall see what happens when the Breakers will take on the River Dragons for the next 3 straight, and 4 of the next 5. The Moccasins will be plugged into that matinee on that Sunday after Friday and Saturday of next weekend. But yeah, it was a fun night of hockey here, Pete. To everyone that stuck with us through the 4-hour journey, thanks so much. Joe, you missed a fun one. 6-3 win for the Moccasins. They take it. Should we run through the box score quickly, or some of our goal scorers, and just catch everybody up to date? But yeah, it's been fun. They're physical teams. They know how to battle. We'll take you through the 3 stars. Corson Green is tonight's first star with a goal and 2 assists. Jared Christie with a hat trick and an assist is the game's 2nd star, and Declan Conway with a goal and an assist is the game's 3rd. Conway opened the scoring at 11:07, even strength. Leo Rocco, 17 seconds later, made it 1-1 and started a flurry of 5 unanswered for the Moccasins. Then it was Green, followed by Christie's first on the power play. Then into the 2nd period we go. Christie scores again on the power play just 14 seconds in, followed by Cunningham less than 2 minutes later, his first of the season. In the blink of an eye, it was 5-1. The Breakers tried to claw back. Moments later at 4:26, Lucas Pikarczyk, his new career high, 6th of the season. We're still earlier on, so positive for the Breakers there. And then Aldiar Nerlin in his FPHL debut lights the lamp, has an assist as well here tonight, so he's starting to find his footing. That could be another huge piece for the Breakers going forward. And then the final goal, a hat-trick goal for Jared Christie. He had an unbelievable night, Pete. Take us through what you saw from Jared Christie.
Well, I mean, we picked him up. He played his first game against Athens on last Saturday night. Had a goal, got another goal on Sunday, and then he nets 3 tonight, and then with an assist as well. So, boy, he's what a shot of adrenaline into this lineup. Like we needed another shot of adrenaline, right? So, yeah, great addition. Really interested to see how this all unfolds, moving forward from my standpoint. Yeah, I thought the Moccasins played very well tonight. Good response from the weekend sweep and the heartbreaking overtime loss. We had the 7-6 loss on Sunday night, afternoon, evening, whatever the case, against the Rock Lobsters, who right now looks like they're the team to beat in the FPHL after beating Binghamton tonight pretty well too. So yeah, I'll be interested in watching that game tomorrow night. I will be on the couch watching that one with a definite interest. But man, a lot of hockey coming up, and then hey, we're 9 games in.
Yeah, just about. I think 8 for the Breakers, but 9 for the Mocs.
Yeah, so much hockey left. But yeah, like Joseph and I talk about, you blink an eye and the season's gonna be over. But this is when you want to be picking up those points. But boy, the Breakers have a tough schedule coming up. And the Moccasins have a tough schedule coming up, so there's no rest for the weary.
As we talked about earlier, the Continental Division truly is anybody's, although Athens seems like they've got a quick head start on winning that crown. But Pete, it was a fun one tonight. Any final thoughts before we officially wrap this thing up?
No, it was great, and as my Blackhawks announcers used to say, on our end, is like, we hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We know you enjoyed the outcome on the Moccasins end. Your final score on our side, 6 Moccasin goals, get past the Breaker goaltenders' final 6-3. And yeah, I had a blast, and it's been a lot of fun, and I'm glad we were able to do this. And if we have to do it again, I think it'd be so be it.
So be it. You heard it from Pete. A huge shout out to both ownership groups, of course, Nick Perkins along with Don Lewis and Chris Briniarski for making sure that we could get this going and fill in for Joe and step up and complete the task. So a huge shout out to all 3 of those guys for making this possible.
It takes a village, right, buddy?
It takes a village, yeah. And here we are. Got it done. It went well, so everything's square there. But once again, the final score, the Moccasins 6, the Breakers 3. On behalf of our entire production crew, for Troy Savannah, for Pete Furcano, my name's Devin Dobeck, reminding you always to live the dream. And I'll see you tomorrow night.